better if I'm on the right page. Bang. Hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're playing another episode of Swords of the Serpentine, the Sinking City, and Sly Traders. And let's delve a bit into some rumors from Inn and Tavern Hall. See, there once was a kingdom bathed in light, blessed even in the deepest shade and coldest frost. Though small, it held back the grandest of ambitions and withstood centuries of strife. Il Sacro Odine del Equi Splendente speaks this legend of times long gone by, of heroes forgotten, if they ever truly lived. The tale offers hope to those who struggle through the crowded streets of Eversink in the eternal, blessed pursuit of wealth and commerce. Yet some find far more interest in the legendary artifacts of that realm, said to be miraculously free of sorcerous taint. Others seek the lost kingdom's gold and silver, while the most pragmatic sell merely the dream, hawking maps to unvisited places. Meanwhile, the ancient nobility speak excitedly of distant kin within the grand kingdom of Capria, raising banners of expedition. Some ponder if they seek to reclaim the deadly plateau. Others wonder if it is this legendary kingdom they hunt. What is certain is that the massive fortunes once flowing south and eastward have begun to ebb. Naught upsets the wealthy more than having their investments frustrated. Along sunlit streets, packed with market stalls, whispers circulate that a small fortune can be made by rounding up those who would curb the plans of the powerful and tossing them into dark canals. Yet a few observant souls ponder if this sudden violence stems from a creeping fear of rivalry and ruin. The wise simply keep to their own coin. Mercanti wealth flows and favors are exchanged once more. Broken plans are reforged anew, even if brittle. For even a brittle blade of boldness can sever the thread between grand success and the fires of failure. Perhaps heroes will seek the truth of the legend. Perhaps they will chase down rumors or dispel them entirely. One way or another, they should be moved by rumor and legend. And thus we see our freelance slinks in their home of Eversink, and you have time to enjoy yourselves in your lifestyle that you have been able to earn the coin for. I believe both Dosai and Sal found themselves a comfortable lifestyle for the next little while. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we both maintained from last time.
Yeah.
What is a comfortable lifestyle for each of you? What is that? What is that life?
For Sal, it's mostly not having to worry about being able to afford an ale when he goes out. Sure, there's, the occasional life cost, which is perhaps too much, but occasionally having his clothes washed and getting an ale at the pub is probably the biggest concern. That and probably putting some food on the table. I'm guessing that, life in the Tangle, while not the most luxurious and dreamy, is one of survival still.
I would agree to that. And what of Amalia Dosai? What is her comfortable life like in Iron Cross?
I'd say she measures it by the ability to not have to count her coins before buying her food and drink, being able to go out once in a while, that sort of thing. So relatively modest, but comfortable.
And from such
If that makes
life,
sense.
indeed it does. From such life, each of you enjoy no ill or grand repute. You live in a way that offends no one, but impresses no one either.
For the time
And
being. What?
for the time being, yes. And each of you have an ear out through your allegiances for possible future work.
That's right, because we're not gonna survive on good wishes, right?
And your comfortable lifestyle only lasts for so long. There's no hard number for it in Swords of the Serpentine. It's more of a, you are comfortable for a while until your next adventure rolls around, until you feel there's something else that you must do. I will say to Amelia Dosai that one bit of rumor you hear is that there are the calls for hunting down those who would oppose the Mercanti in their gathering of wealth are seeking out not just mercenary companies, but also more private slinks to narrow down those who would oppose their power. And they're willing to pay a fair amount for more discreet problem solvers than a band of armed thugs would do the same. And as for the watch, they alert you through your shared drinks that there is calls in the reverse to prevent such vigilante justice. For if someone did commit a crime, then it is the watch that exacts it, and the laws, the Triskadine, and the church, rather than nighttime unplanned swimming lessons. It does not pay nearly as well, but it is a service the City Watch could certainly use assistance with. As for Squinting Sal, you get from your friends in the Thieves Guild that there are rumors that one of the supposed legendary artifacts has been retrieved from deep in the mainland and is currently being quietly moved through the city, and should an enterprising sort retrieve such a thing and turn it over to a certain interested party, there is a fair amount of coin that can be made from such a thing. As for your commoner contacts, which both Dosai and Sal would probably hear from in their turn, you would hear that some of them are worried on your behalf. For commoners know of your recent intervention in the collapsing buildings scandal, where it brought down the ironmongers, but there are rumors still that some within the Mercanti were shortchanged in their fortunes and may be looking for the two of you, or the three of you, your friend Giovanni as well. But commoners are not in a hurry to let any would-be slinks ask around about you, so you get the feeling that finding out about your involvement, the Triskadine is in no hurry to reveal who told them, and the only one who might say anything is the Ironmongers, but they have many other problems that will limit that hunt for you.
Okay, so it seems there's a few jobs going on. Thieves Guild one sounds nice if Amali is not opposed to working for the Thieves Guild, but wait, Amali, what was the one that you had on your ones?
So
Hunting down some bandits?
there's either hunting down the bandits or enforcing for the Mercanti. I'd be more inclined to hunt down the bandits. Just mainly because yeah, I don't really like the idea of people being enabled to accumulate wealth through assassination. That doesn't seem like a good plan.
And you know what? Since our last mission was a pseudo heist, I feel like dragging you along for another one would just be awful. So you know what? If you're willing to hunt down bandits, I will hunt down bandits with you as much as I can help. Anyway,
Sure. As much as what?
as much as I can help.
Oh, gotcha. I misheard at first.
Thus, the two of you will arrange to meet at the Drunken Physician in the Tangle. And there meet the City Watch captain from Alderhall, Zoya Ungaro.
City Watch coming all the way over to the Tangle? That's so...
Yeah, the captain of the watch in the Tangle does not care all that much. They have many other problems. But Zoya figures Amalia could solve something that she has already proven she can solve problems without the watch. Perhaps this is yet another problem you'll be able to solve. She does arrive in a state of high repute. For City Watch, she dresses far too well, her armor to shine. Decorations in her hair, with a slight scent of perfume to her that is far nicer than any other scent in the room. It does draw the attentions of patrons, but the Drunken Physician has long since learned that perhaps one doesn't ask too many questions so long as the wealthy, because, well, wealthy in such a place either indicates great foolishness or great influence. She comes to your table and settles in, giving a quick sweep of the room with her eyes. Pleasure to see you again, Amelia. I hope you've been doing well.
Okay.
And who's your gentleman friend here?
Oh, just logistical support for this one, ma'am. Don't worry yourself too much about me. I'm here to do recordings of dealings and businesses and settle on a final price when everything's done and dusted.
She looks over at Amelia to make sure she's okay sort of look. Though the look is more of a, are you being scammed, less are you under physical threat, because you are not the sort that can be physically threatened easily.
I just give her a reassuring nod and say, my associate has a unique set of talents. I'll leave it there.
Very well.
Because I don't necessarily, it's one of those, like, I'm not sure she wants to know.
And besides, I'm wanted by the City Watch on multiple accounts of something.
I'm aware of that. That's why I'm kind of being vague.
Well, I'll get to it then. The job, such as it is that I'm sure you've already heard from our fellow friends that some people are taking the law into their own hands, and all the watch captains have been looking out for these would-be Mercantian forcers who are circumventing the law. And as much as all of us are doing what we can, we know that in Dark of Night, there is a more organized effort being made. And since it does not rise, as far as we're aware, to the level of a cabal, that means that we have no hope of getting further assistance from the Inquisition. So, we are left with the Watch investigating such things among the various other things that we do. So, I would offer unto you a purse of several coin and some indulgences of Watch favor in an effort to entreat you to find and hopefully prevent and curtail any, not the entirety of such things, for everyone, as you likely know, takes coin where they can get coin, for commerce is holy, but a larger organized effort is a thing that can become law by fiat rather than law of the Triskadine and the church.
Now, Ma'am, are you taking into account that we normally operate as a three-man unit? Our third is a more bookish sort of fellow, but quite competent in his own right.
From what little Amalia is able to communicate with us, as I recognize that freelance slings like yourselves tend to be a little secretive in the ways you achieve what you do. So I know there are three. I just don't know anyone beyond Amelia here. I have a suspicion that I don't want to know. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yours truly, also part of the team here, but let's talk compensation. Or actually, before compensation, let's talk about what you know. What do you know about these would-be freelancers? Would-be mercanti?
Well, they would be persons who are making their kidnappings and assaults at night. Usually, and it happens everywhere across Eversink. Now, some people are just taking the job as it comes, taking the wealth and turning it into mercanti allies that they have. This organization, we believe, is cornering that particular market through a more efficient and widespread and covert manner. They have so far evaded the Watch and the Inquisition in their efforts, and have kept violence and struggle to a minimum. There are people who report such assaults of 3 or more upon a singular person, perhaps a duo, and bundle them away until a different report shows them being tossed into the tight canals across the city. Not so much in Alderhall, for they are so frequently patrolled, but it does happen with an amount greater than 0. And I will tell you, in Alderhall, normally when we find people floating in the canal, it's because someone got rather too drunk or did a dare for a bit of coin, not someone being given a bit of nighttime justice. We do not see any sense of sorcery, though that is more inquisitorial in nature, but no one has spoken of any strange corruptions of the walls or streets. No great violence has occurred, so it implies either some sort of poison or overwhelming violence, or perhaps some sort of blackmailish threat that prevents them from retaliation.
But you suspect foul play.
The bodies are being found, and they're being found with an amount that is beginning to show a sign of trade, which normally would be a good thing if it weren't for the fact that these are people being murdered for their grudges held against them by various members of the mercanti.
Any common thread between the victims that is apparent?
They all are enemies of Mercanti in one fashion or another. Those who have taken upon themselves to stand for the common folk or for other such classes that might bristle at the power difference of the proper Mercanti versus your average merchant. But it is... And it is people who are not of any particular grand allegiance and protection. So those who have great favor in the watch tend to be able to request watch aid if they suspect they're being followed. But even then, in those cases, they are just far more carefully assaulted. They are usually not sorcerers or in any means, but again... it's hard to say because it's so prevalent across Eversink in every neighborhood. Well, perhaps save the Goddess Isle, but no one knows what happens on the Goddess Isle except those who serve her in a direct manner. This sort of thing I expect in Sag Harbor. It is sadly the way of that part of Eversink. A sometime assassination in Alderhall has happened, but for it to be so pervasive as to cross all of Eversink implies a proper organization, either a guild of some kind, whether official or not.
A guild of assassins?
She nods. Possible. But it may be mercenaries who are taking a rather lucrative job. I would say I don't think it'd be the thieving guilds. They are not ones to take to bloody work if they don't have to. More profit in taking things and knocking people out than stabbing them, after all. Hard to rob someone who's dead.
No comment on that one. Right. Well, considering all the facts, let's talk compensation. Would you kindly state your offer again, please, for the record?
She reiterates it, and mechanically she's offering 6 wealth worth of coin and City Watch favors.
Can we? Well, I'll look over to Amalia. Do you want to head over?
Mechanically, what type of a test would it be to try to haggle the price up?
You would either be attempting a sway roll, or you'd incur a grudge with the City Watch. Basically, you're asking them to pay more than they normally would, and they would say, well, okay, but you owe us later for that.
All right. I don't mind haggling with them, but I probably shouldn't be the one to take the roll, as in I mechanically cannot take the roll. As I have no point in sway.
Okay, I'll look over to her and I'll say, okay, pretty dangerous work that you're sending us on, chasing after assassins in the middle of the night. I'd say the danger factor alone warrants a little bit more to line our pockets with.
Are you looking for more coin and favor, or are you looking for a special items of interest?
Can these items of interest that you're offering be purchased by said coin?
It can, but it is also... There are certain things that one cannot buy easily with coin. Nothing sorcerous, obviously, but...
Of course. Well, I'll tell you what then. We'll agree to the 6 pouches of coin. And let's say the favors from the guard as well. I could use a few of those, mind you. And you'll throw in an item of great import. And we'll call it a day.
You may attempt to sway her, and perhaps she will give way on this, but You are not the only Slinks she can hire. She just gave this offer to Amelia first because she happens to know her.
That is true, but I am the Slink.
Tuh.
Therefore, we are using 3 points of sway. And you tell me if that does it or not.
She listens to your plea and careful wording and says, these are things that, should you succeed, I believe I can supplement the reward personally, and then use my influence in Alderhall to get a more distinct item that can be of use to freelance Slinks.
Perfect.
I would say, since this is, I would begin the process now in the event that you do succeed, and I have hopes you will. There are a few things I could acquire. Now, as I said, nothing of sorcerer's nature, for that is highly illegal and intensely dangerous for no great reward, and the plaguing of the soul. I reiterate this only because some think that wearing the badge of the Watch makes us immune to the law of the Inquisition, and that is so beyond truth that it might as well be dragons and serpents crawling in the Serpentine. But there are armors that could be gifted from our stores, and weapons that could be gifted from our stores. There also can be gifts of badges of office from the Watch that in future could give you a easier time in the future when it comes to requesting our aid in the future. For even with the favor that you will be gaining from us and your success, for I will speak well of you and recommend you to my friends in the Watch, having a trusted friend badge can be a favor yet again in times of need, or indeed traded if needed be. But it depends entirely. Those are things I could easily offer. But do you have a preference?
Do you know that armor that the guards wear in Alder Hall? You know, the really white, shiny one made of metal. All plate.
The plate? Yes. And you actually see she's wearing plate herself. So she taps her knuckles against it.
I look over to Amalia. What kind of armor is Amalia wearing?
Chain, probably. Or leather.
Very beat up chain. That looks like it's hand-me-down.
Well, see, Miss Sangaro, my friend here could really use one of those nice and shiny armors you've got.
I could not get you the armor exact that we have for that amount of most of the, like the armor I'm wearing, for example, or those of my lieutenants. They signify our, not only our watch status, but also our services in historical service and lineage of service to certain houses, and indeed the Triskadine and Church. But I am certain, should you succeed, that I could find some of our Alderhall watch newly minted transfers, for we do not like our watch members to be easily assaulted in such a place.
Lovely. Oh, and do you think you could get her a little helmet for her noggin as well? Just in case, you never know.
Oh, what? Sorry?
A helmet on the head.
Well, yes, the armor would come with the helmet. Yes, and she kind of lifts
right.
off. She lifts up a helmet that she kind of pokes the helmet. She probably set on the table. It's like she
I
would
didn't
walk
know
around.
you had one. Doesn't get hot? Does it get hot in that?
Only in summer, but honestly, when you're in the midst of a crowd wanting to stab some poor noble, you want the helmet more than you want to be cool.
No, I understand completely. I think my friend here would very much like one of those suits if you have them. Right, Amalia?
It would be quite useful.
There. Settled then, Miss Angara?
Especially if we run into a situation like
I'll put my hand over your mouth. No. She's just joking. It's a little internal thing. Yes. Are we settled, Miss Angara?
You're brave to put your hands on Amelia Dosai with a watch sitting across from her.
Oh, we know each other for a while now. She just. Shall I draft us up a contract?
This sort of thing will be taken on words.
Ah, I see.
And as Amelia knows, my word is plenty sterling.
Oh, I bet she does, but a small token of assurance for myself, perhaps?
The fact I haven't asked your name or asked where you live. For it is lawful for me to demand such things.
Smart, but I was thinking perhaps something more material, which I would return to you, of course, upon completion of this thing. Or vice versa, perhaps?
What were you thinking?
Do you have a spare one of these badges? You know, something you wouldn't use normally, but signifies to people that, you know,
you can attempt preparedness here. Is it really preparedness? I'd say sway. You can try sway. You think this would be pretty hard because those are because you can't buy badges of office. You have to be gifted.
Let's not do that then. I was thinking something more like I'll give her a look up and down. Does she wear any sort of scarves or any sort of markings which, if she were to miss it, it wouldn't be that much of a problem?
She has like various hair accessories. I'm disallowing anything like, she would miss like her cape because that's a watch cape.
Yeah. Like but let's stick on the hair accessories for a second. Is it like brooches or
hairpins? But there's like they're bejeweled, like they're pinning her hair in a pretty way.
Oh sure, I'll point to her hair then in that case. One of them, and you'll get them back on job completion.
Because your character's ever so charming and you're being quite polite about it, and you're not asking for something of lucre, although you could sell her hairpin, one supposes. She will look on your countenance and give a sigh. Clearly, she does not seem excited to part with any of her accessories. But she feels about her head. Clearly, she's memorized what she's wearing at the moment, because she must have put it on this morning. And she pulls away a pin with a ruby head. Except as it catches light, it does seem to flicker a bit orange and a bit yellow. And she holds it out to you.
I'll take it. Deal?
Good luck, Amelia. Amalia, rather. gentle sir. And
Mom?
I will nod at her and say, thank you for understanding. My friend and associate is not a trusting soul by nature. And I'm sure once he knows you, he will warm up.
I bet he will. Good day. She'll begin heading on her way.
Come now, Amali. You know trust is hard to earn these days, let alone amongst the guard. No offense meant.
None taken. I know. As I said to her, I know her and have known her for years, but she doesn't know you. Although she's not so she's not so rigid as to overlook the value of your skills, let's say.
As if she could see through me. What? Am I that obvious?
Look over at you and just don't say anything.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe best if you don't answer that. Right, so, where do you think we should start?
I mean, perhaps we ask around the neighborhoods to see if anyone has had.
Well, look, it's important how we approach this, because if we go around neighborhoods asking if any bodies have been turning up in the canals, they'll say, yeah, probably every night. Obviously, that depends on what sort of neighborhood we're asking around.
Yes, exactly.
I could go ask around here, if you're willing to go ask around in some nicer part of town. I'll look over to make sure nobody's listening.
That works for me.
Meet back here in a couple of hours. Where did you think you were going to go?
I was thinking of starting in the Elder Hall area, since she had mentioned even experiencing it there. Or perhaps I might try the Foreign District since it's closer.
Foreign District for a start sounds like a better bet. Tell you what, you handle the Foreign District and try and get into Alderhall. If you can't, that's fine. I'll see you around here and maybe stop by Sag Harbor. Now, corpses probably turn up in Sag Harbor every night, but maybe someone's seen something.
And, I mean, if it's a different pattern of corpses than usual, that alone might be enlightening.
Alright, so what do you say? When the clock strikes 12, we'll meet back here?
Works for me.
Alright, I'll see you later then.
So, and I will start going through the Foreign District.
Probably grab a gondola or a small to take you over to the Foreign District.
Yep.
And Sal, you intend to ask around in the Tangle?
Tangle and Sag Harbor later on, unless I find something in the Tangle.
Which area would you like to resolve first?
Start with Amali and the Foreign District. I'm curious about what she finds there.
So,
Okay.
in the Foreign District, you see a whole other side to Eversink. For Eversink is ever homogeneous or an attempt at homogeneous due to the Guild of Architects and the statements of history and adherence to church guidance and so forth. But the Foreign District is the place where certain things are allowed for those who are not of Eversink, are given some leeway to express their cultures from afar in hopes of perhaps sometimes inspiring Eversink change. But here you are not one of many, but one of few. For you are not among these outlanders who are taxed and only permitted to live in this place. They can buy things and work elsewhere, but they must live within this district. Some who flee distant wars and oppression, some seeking the blessings of Denari. And indeed, this is one of the few places, if only place, where worship of non-Denari gods is even allowed, permits given, of course, and paid for. And your Eversink attire, as comfortable as it is, marks you even more, for you see a cavalcade of color and cut from rich to poor from across the world. For Eversink draws birds from every perch. The smells and sounds of the place are familiar in the Eversinkin way, and but however, Coinish is not the language you hear all that often. And the food smells are, well, there's always the distinct smell of fish and seafood in general, but you will smell the heartiness of vegetables from afar and spices and even meat of cattle and such. Although some will joke, rather mean-spiritedly, that they get their meat elsewhere. So I ask you, how, pray tell... Oh, and of course, I almost forgot, this is where there are various faiths that pray in ways that are foreign to you, if downright alien to you. And of course, this is where the Il Sacro Ordine del Equi Splendidity have a public front that somehow has not been shut down by the Inquisition quite yet, but that is because the temple here does not do anything sorcerous. But then again, one could accuse the same of pretty much any temple here. That said, the Foreign District is only so large, so it is a grand minority in Eversink. So the question remains, in what manner will you gather information from the Foreign District?
Well, I will start by making small talk with some of the I assume there are like mercantile stalls in this neighborhood as well.
Oh yes, definitely. Money is money after all.
So I'll look around the stalls and, ask around as I what's the word? As I buy some stuff, just so that I'm not just some weird person asking odd questions. I'm giving money and maybe overpaying a bit in exchange for the information.
But what ability do you think you'll get your clue out of these well-paid persons? Your comfortable lifestyle will cover the general payment, unless you're actually spending coin to give yourself, or current wealth is being decreased to pay for such, and give you a +3.
I'd say I am trustworthy. A friendly face. I'm just somebody asking around about what's new in the Foreign District. Oh, shoot. Did I? Oh, okay. I did not. I did not forget to unmute myself. Good. I had muted myself for a moment because allergies. But yeah, is trustworthy good?
I'm going to double check. I believe so, but I'll double check. Well, some of the merchants will tell you, as you are trustworthy, because they even though you are an Eversink person, you seem a discreet sort who won't go babbling whatever you're told, and they will tell you that indeed in the foreign district there have been sightings of assaults in the streets at night. Never on the main roads, of course, but usually in the if you look in the foreign district itself, there is not much way to avoid the main roads. There's only the main spots one could easily travel by, and then the houses are basically plumb into each other. So usually it's in the little crawl spaces between buildings, or it happens on the bridge meeting way that leads to Iron Cross. Sometimes people who are taking gondolas from the Tangle or from elsewhere, they will start. They'll find themselves suddenly boarded by a gondola that will they'll suddenly change direction and go after them. But it is not the most common thing, thankfully for them. It is just one of those things that happens sometimes, which the I wouldn't call these mercanti, but these foreign merchants merely attribute it to the steel and cloak of Eversink work, as it were, some bloody trade and what.
We'll ask if any of them knows anyone who has relatives to whom this has happened.
I know not what I would normally ask you to. I'm not sure what ability would fire that. Trustworthiness wouldn't be enough. Trustworthy is them telling you what they've told you. I suppose you could spend a point of trustworthy, extending that ability. Usually, trustworthy spends are for you being able to say a lie straight to someone's face, and they just buy the lie without anything to it. But it could be used to dig at to get them to tell you a family friend of theirs or something like that. They're like, yeah, I know somebody. I just don't like talking about it because, it's a little closer to home. They don't mind telling you general problems in the area, but it's a little more spooky to tell a stranger such things.
Yeah, I think I will spend that point of trustworthy and turn it into a roll. Or do you want me to just end it and just see?
You don't roll for, even though it has a dice thing on them. You don't roll for investigatives. The only thing you roll is general.
Perfect. All right. Then I spent the point of trustworthy.
So they hem and haw and will invite you to step around the counter a little bit to ostensibly show you a special item of note, but they are really answering your question. So that way anyone who happens to be looking over you may make the mistake that you're just getting a better deal or being shown some unique item that hopefully your money will be used to buy. And they say, rather quietly, that there is a friend of theirs, a Votavni, one of those nomadic folk, who recently was on the rise to make a bit of coin with their martial skill, but he has since been missing for some time. And he can point you to his brother. He struggles to say the name, for the name is not in his tongue nor yours. He calls them Brigente Jogatase. Put that there.
Argente do Ataste, is that right? Oh, Bergente. Gotcha.
And they tell you where you can find them in the Foreign District. They do not live rather well. They do live in some squalor, but they are quite used to it and do not mind it. Even if coinish folk like yourself may find offense, if you wish to ask more about such, he invites you to not hold it too much against the nomad.
Of course.
What do you do from there?
And taking some notes. One moment.
Certainly. Actually, as you're taking those notes, I'll actually slide over to Squinting Sal. Give you some time to think about your next move.
Okay.
So you're in the Tangle. Your home grounds.
So, the Tangle. Let's go around. Let's ask some questions. Let's pose it as innocently as we can. Hey, have you seen any bodies floating in the water more so than recently? You know? I know occasionally they end up in there, but what can you do? If that doesn't work out, I'd like to see if I could approach a member of the Thieves Guild and ask around there. But let's first see what the streets have to say.
Through what ability are you finding this clue?
Scurrilous rumors.
Scurrilous rumors. That seems quite fitting, given the terrible nature of what is happening. What the? Oh. Nah. So you go about the Tangle, listening to these rather nasty rumors. And among the people you know in the Tangle, it is true, there are people who are being bundled away and bodies are showing up at night far more often than they otherwise would. One was actually, as many were hoping that such things weren't going to happen anymore since the buildings aren't collapsing as often as they used to, so some kind of are chalking up to that. It's still like, maybe there's a few people bobbing out from under old collapsed buildings and such, but these are a little more ripe than that to suggest older deaths. These are newer deaths.
Okay. Are there any areas where they've been popping up more so than other places?
It would be an expenditure of your scurrilous rumors to get a little more deep into the weeds.
No, I don't think I'll be doing that. Right. Let's try the second option then. Let's approach someone from the Thieves Guild.
Where do you meet your Thieves Guild ally or contact here in the Tangle? Or is it even in the Tangle?
I have a contact here in the Tangle that I don't know. I don't think anybody knows except those who are really deep into it where the big headquarters of the Thieves Guild is, because it's a secret for a good reason, right? My contact generally likes to hang out at that Coliseum over there at the Tangle, posing as an inconspicuous snack merchant for the fights that occur.
So, you go to the Coliseum. You go to see about a snack from a certain folk. And yeah. This fellow looks like many others who trade in the comings and goings of foodstuffs and minor trinkets of those who are interested in such things.
Yeah, I'll approach him. Drop him like 2 coin for a packet of his snacks, and just quickly give him like a symbol, like, "Hey, can you talk for a second?"
He would give you a look about, give it a thought. And your friend, well, your contact, Ender's Wagoner, gives a nod. We can talk.
Right. I was hoping you knew something more about these bodies cropping up everywhere recently in the canals, because honestly, Anders, it's becoming bad for business.
Does seem to be stirring up the watch rather fierce. I do agree.
I know, and especially when bodies are popping up in Alder Hall.
Normally, I think that's just a few people giving each other friendly dagger gifts, but those are far more discreet.
These nights, I'm not so certain anymore. People have been reporting around the Tangle here that more corpses than usual are washing up in the canals. I'm just looking around asking, because like I said, things are bad for business if our clientele starts to go stinking and rotting in the canals. You know what I mean?
Well, and actually a query for you, because I do have to narrow your affiliation. Thieves guilds of all, there are multiple thieves guilds who say such thing, who specialize in the gray arts, shall we say. What primary trade thieves do you associate with?
I would imagine Sal, from the very beginnings, from his childhood, liked to do burglary. He was skilled at it, so burglary, getting into places where you shouldn't be, and getting out subsequently.
Very good. Then he will say unto you, this Caprian burglar or go-between for the burglary guild that you're aware of, though all thieves guilds are generally called thieves guilds in the generic sense. And he says to you, well, Sal, the thing is, I normally would think a sister guild in the cutthroat part of life would be involved. But again, like any other dagger gift, those are subtle things. Sometimes done with a point, out in the middle of the street or during a fancy ball, to make a stand. But the amount of people disappearing, the amount of bodies showing up, either someone's paying a guild for a very special message, or someone's paying some mercenary guilds to do it. That said, if they're not being caught, I think it's someone in our trade rather than the warrior trade.
I'd wholeheartedly agree. That's why, Anders, I need a favor. I need you to get me in contact with anyone from the Assassin's Guild that you know. I want to see if they're the ones behind this. If not, then we have something to talk about.
You can either owe a grudge to the Thieves Guild, because he's sticking his neck out a bit, or you can attempt to sway him, and I will note that it's a fairly difficult sway just by virtue of the fact that he's stretching outside his own guild to do this.
How about we skip this and I give him 1 wealth?
1 wealth gives you +3 to a check. Because the wealth alone isn't enough to buy no, it doesn't. It doesn't replace the risk he's taking.
Okay. Tell you what, yeah. You do this for me, I'll owe you 1. And then when you need me, I'll be there.
I heard you say it, Sal. I'm gonna hold you to it,
Oh, I know you will. You are a rat bastard, aren't you?
You want a cooked rat, by the way, since you're bringing it up? We got extra sauce on them these days.
Yeah, you know what? Sure. I'll take it.
He reaches to his stall and gives it an extra dip inside a bubbling vat of something where there's a bit of fire. So you can see it kind of steaming away as he hands it over to you. Hey, if he didn't tell you it was rat, you wouldn't know. At least his stall doesn't have cruddy wares.
Thanks. And let me know, yeah?
I'll leave it at your apartment.
You better not be a dead rat in there, Anders. Or else we'll have words.
Hey, if it's a dead rat, that's on you. It's your house.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll see you around.
Nods.
Okay, with that, I'll go back to the physician. I think no need to go to Sag Harbor for now.
How about you, Amelia?
I think I will also go to the drunk physician because how do I put it? I don't think it would be wise to be seen talking to the family of a victim on my own. If they if I attract attention, I'd rather have some backup with me. Especially since I know that there is a sorcerer's guild that has it out for me and has already tried to attack me at least once.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, so we'll meet back up on a table. So, what have you got?
I have the name of the brother of a possible victim in the foreign district, and I know that the assailants apparently use the gondola ways to get around.
On little ways, huh? Well, not
And they
unexpected, I
attack at night,
suppose.
so
Sorry?
They attack at night, she says.
Oh, yeah, Second Night. Okay, yeah, well, obviously,
which we
wouldn't
know already, but good to get some confirmation of it.
suppose so, yeah. It'd be silly to attack during the day, I suppose. Well, I have found out the bodies have been turning up more recently, especially, well, in the Tangle amongst all other places. But I stepped into contact with a friend of mine from the look around club of associates that I normally frequent with. And I managed to get us a meeting with the other club of associates that deals in other clandestine operations, such as, when somebody slips in a bathroom and they fall 16 times on the dagger in their back,
Yeah,
Yeah, so, frankly,
the sort who let's say are around when accidents happen.
yes, exactly those ones. Great thinking. So, my contact said he'll leave me something at my apartment later on during the day. How about until then? You have any other leads you want to pursue?
I would suggest we go interview one. Uh, Malia pulls open her, or pulls out a notepad. Bergente Gogoste.
Oh, you really butchered that one, didn't you?
I know.
Right, well, do you know where he lives?
Yes, he's in the foreign district.
Alright, yeah. Let's go see
And
what
I was
else.
trying not to be offended by the decor. So
Right, whatever that means. Alright.
it means that the merchant I was speaking to thought my sensibilities might be too delicate for somebody who is not as fortunate as ourselves.
Well, he clearly hasn't seen what Giovanni's done to your sheets, has he?
I sigh and mutter something about those setting me back a bit.
Hey, take it up with him.
Already
case.
done.
In any case, if we get this done, you'll have enough to buy yourself a new pair of sheets anyway.
I mean, I already did, but
You'll be able to buy silken ones, maybe. No, I'm just joking. We don't earn that much, do we?
besides, it's the wrong season for silk. Linen. Linen is
Oh,
what
yeah,
it's
it's a bit cold for silk at this point, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, well. Fair dues. Let's go over to this fellow's apartment and see what he has to say.
Let's simply head off back to the foreign district.
The pair of you gondola ride over to the foreign district and walk your way along the docks where various small tent and bedroll are laid of those who live rather desperately in the foreign district. These sorts would likely live in Sac Harbor or the Tangle if they were of Eversink. And the pair of you get looked at, but neither of you are wealthy enough to attract over suspicion. It's entirely possible that you have business here, or you may know someone here. That's possible. But you do eventually find the would-be horse lord, though he does not look a lord of any sort, as he sits on his bedroll, this Von Tafney, with it kind of leaned up against the wall, knees bent, a long blade sheathed resting against his shoulder as he's taking a quick nap in the fading light of the sun, as he's looking out, or was looking out north to the sights of Alderhall.
Well, let's slowly come up to him and greet him. Hello, good sir.
He slowly wakes, his eyes far darker than any Eversinker you've encountered. And he gives you a rather stern stare, glancing at your weapons and armor.
Raise my hands. Oh, we mean you no harm. My name's Sal. This is Amalia. We had a couple of questions about your brother.
He answers, most unfortunately, in the tongue of the Votavni, not Coinish. Question I raise with this is whether either of you happen to know Votavni, and if so, why would you know it?
I wouldn't say so. I'm a child of these streets. Well, not these
Like
streets.
I haven't had much feeling with.
I have an idea. I'll hold up a finger to him. Amalia, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be back 1 second. I'll try and go around, find a kid or a commoner or someone and offer them 1 wealth in order to translate.
Should you wish, you could... Actually, 1 wealth would be enough to hire someone to do this task. So yes, you can part with 1 wealth to get yourself a person who happens to know the Vatavni language.
And Cornish. Let's not get into a gotcha trap here. I want someone who can translate.
Well, you wouldn't be able to offer them the deal in the first place because you don't know coin. It's like, here's the coin. You just push a coin at somebody and they just take it and then they sit back down. It's like, I really should have asked them if they speak first.
You don't know what kind of GMs I've been dealing with in the past? Everything's possible. Trust me.
But yeah, no, you just find some random foreigner who happens to... They're not Vatavni themselves. They're actually... You get a sneaking suspicion they're a pirate of Min who has abandoned their ways, but... Yeah, Vatavni's like next door. It's a language they have to know. So...
For them, money is money. It doesn't stink, right? So...
Yeah, exactly. They'll take your coin.
So I'll look over to the guy we hired. Tell him we're here to talk about his brother if he's willing to speak.
He
And that we
asks.
mean him no harm.
They stop in the middle of their sentence and then look back to you because they didn't. They were saying something. They were saying what Sal said, and then they were like, "Huh?" They look over at you. What was that,
Oh,
sir?
like, we don't want to. We don't have that intent with this, I guess, is what I'm trying to convey.
If he's questioning you, tell him we're private investigators.
Yeah.
Ah. Right. So, what do you want me to ask him again?
If he's willing to speak to us about his brother.
He begins speaking in the Vatapni language. The man kind of gives this other person a look. And through what ability, investigative or general, are you getting him to reveal his information?
Do you have anything that can apply here, Amali?
If no role is required, potentially trustworthy. I'm out of points, so I can't make rolls right now.
You could get some information that way, I suppose. Since you're trying to highlight that you're not, you don't mean ill intent.
Yeah.
Scurrilous rumors might be possible here again. Or skullduggery, even.
And then possibly the other option would be laws and traditions, to talk about trying to help him get justice for his brother.
That's a possibility. You have many ways to get your answer, but which one you choose colors the answer you get.
So, would one of your skills work then? Or if not, I'll do mine. Maybe we can spend a point for it. I don't know.
I could go with laws and traditions, if you don't mind. You good with that?
Barbie, have we lost you?
Hello?
She asked if you were okay with laws and traditions, or if you had an opposition to her using it.
No, I thought she asked you. I don't mind.
No, I was asking you.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I don't mind. Go ahead, use that. Yeah.
Can I spend a wealth on this to give me +3?
Oh, you're not rolling again.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
remember,
then laws and traditions.
investigative abilities you do not roll. You would spend them to give you
Right.
+3, or use wealth to give yourself a +3 to a general roll. And you don't spend any ranks of it. You only do that if you're getting extra information from that skill, or you're using a special use of that skill, such as, for example, Skirl's inventing a law or tradition that you're now entering into the canon of our story. Whereas in this case, you are observing the laws and traditions you are aware of the Votavni to ask in a rather ceremonious manner. Though you don't know the Vatavni language, you're aware of the tradition. of asking after a fallen brother or a missing brother. And you reveal that you're a slink or investigator, private investigator. And the translator listens to the man talk at a bit of length. He says, people draped in shadow have performed an act of translation would be perfidy, and in his generosity they took advantage, and his brother was taken and cheated of his fight.
What kind of profession did his brother do?
He was a mercenary, I think.
Freelance warrior. Mercenary usually implies you have a mercenary, a sellsword. Mercenary usually implies that you're actually a part of a guild. You actually have sway. This is some random foreigner with a sword. Like, you're a warrior. Put it this way, Amali, you're a warrior. And you could sell your warrior skill, but you wouldn't necessarily call yourself a mercenary, since you're not part of a mercenary company. But you could call yourself one if you're feeling a bit bragging about yourself a bit. But it's linguistic shaving of hairs.
Gotcha.
And who are these men that approached your brother?
He says their faces were obscured. Their figures were not figures. I think he means bodies. Bodies. Their bodies, their silhouettes. That's what I think he's saying. Are. He says something to him to clarify something to the guy, and then he nods. Okay. It sounds like he's saying that their faces are draped in shadow, and their silhouette does not look like a warrior's build. They didn't look like they had large muscles or big armor underneath their clothes. But beyond that, he doesn't really know. He only saw it from afar.
Okay, and where did he meet them?
He asks. I'm not trying to translate this. This might mean something to you, because I'm not familiar with the term. The Underdock. And Squinting Sal, you have city secrets. You know that there's docks in the foreign district, and then there are some docks that are tucked underneath the foreign district, which aren't illegal per se, but it's a good way to avoid the watch asking too many questions. It's also a good place that if you're trying to find somewhere, if you were in squalid lifestyle and you needed somewhere to sleep that was out of the rain, without going into a building, you go underneath the city a bit. Dangerous, you can get sick going down there, but
When needs must, I suppose. Okay, Underdog here in the foreign district?
Yep. You know that. He doesn't. The translator is just translating literally, but you know what he's talking about.
At what times did he usually meet them? Did he slip out at night, or was it during the day?
At night, he says.
Did he ever give any names, or was it just figures?
He saw it from afar. There was no names. He didn't hear the conversation. because from what he's saying, it sounds like his brother was being asked to do something. So at first it didn't seem like anything was wrong. And it wasn't until suddenly they accosted him that his brother was grabbed.
I see. Okay. How many?
A mere 2, he says. Though he's sure a third must have been guiding the boat. He just didn't see who that was. But perhaps the 2 are just that fast. But
And once they were done, which way did they sail off into?
out into the sea.
Out into the sea? Towards the east?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, he didn't say direction. Hold on. He asks just to be sure. Yeah, he's just saying out to sea, but I'm not sure where this underdock is. You know that where he's talking about is actually fairly close to where he is right now. They could lead by, north or east. Like, just, either way, really.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
In theory, you could go inland, but he says sea, so it has to be somewhere in this general direction.
I'll look over to Amali. Do we know if any big boats are docked out on the sea right now?
I would. It's a bit of a reach, but would wilderness mastery apply to that?
To what,
question?
sorry?
To the question of if there's any large boats docked in the ocean, or anchored out in the ocean.
You don't have to. There's a few that do that. You're in Eversink.
Okay. Yeah, there's always boats.
Yeah, maybe a bit of an obtuse question, I suppose. Well, all right. I think we got what we needed from Mr. Bergentay here. Tell you what, I've got a couple of ideas. Let's go walk back to the Tangle to my place to see if my contacts come through, and I'll tell you all about them during the way. Yeah.
All right.
Thank Mr. Bergentay for us, and tell him that his brother will be brought to justice.
No, justice will be brought for his brother, I suppose.
Or that. Yeah, I never was good at that.
Yeah, I know what phrase to use. I got it. Hold on. He says something to the guy. He gives you both a look. He doesn't say anything, and the translator looks back and forth. And the guy just gives you a slow nod. I don't think I have to translate that.
Right, back to the Tangle we go. Come on.
So you're grabbing a nighttime gondola back to the Tangle, or are you doing the long walk?
Let's do the nighttime gondola. Screw it.
Yeah.
I've got an idea on how we could potentially track these guys. They supposedly... Sorry, go ahead.
You're going to want to halt there because, as I recall, I don't think we ever dealt with your diseases, did we?
No, I didn't manage... We dealt with one of them. We dealt with the throat ones.
Yeah.
I paid coin to get that taken care of.
But not the other one? Because I think you had 2.
Yeah, I had the one I picked up in the sewers.
The foot wash rot thing, whatever it was called.
Athlete's
yes.
Foot. Swords of the Serpentine Athlete's Foot.
Yes.
Did everyone get it? Or was it just you?
Nope.
Was just me. Giovanni, I think.
And Giovanni got it as well.
Oh, Giovanni got it as well.
Okay, so I'll have to remember
the 2 of you got it.
So you have to give me a health test at this moment to see if the swamp rot progressed. Because it's a new adventure. Because right now your
Sure.
feet smell like low tide on a hot day.
I'm going to... Oh, I recovered all my health, right?
Yes.
So I'm at 10.
Yep.
I'm going to spend 3 health to, give myself a boost, I guess. That's 7.
It does not progress. You just have really smelly feet.
How lovely.
Which Amelia and the gondola driver are very aware of.
Yeah. I've been to poor sections of the Tangle and of foreign districts so far today. I'm sure his feet are not the worst thing I've smelled all day.
Right, so let me try and elaborate the plan, if there is one. You look like you're a woman that can take care of yourself, right? Got that big sword, got the nice armor, and got everything all around you that says menacing, warrior, sword for hire, right? These guys clearly hire people like you for some reason or another. We could try and advertise you around the underdogs if you're willing to see if they'll approach us, at which point we'll get the drop on them. Then it's anyone's game, right?
Probably a good idea, honestly.
And
like that plan.
Before we do that, though, however, we can just go see if we can speak to the associates of falling on your back and into a dagger 16 times.
Of course.
Alright, well, let's go back to my house then, see if somebody's left anything for us, and let's see where we can go from there.
You start making your way to your apartment. And you note there seems to be a fair amount of city guard patrolling around this part of town for some reason. Asking people questions and challenging them. They look like guard that have... the guard and the Tangle do look for you, but, you're not the biggest concern they have. These people look like they come from... These guys look a little nicer. They look like they come from Temple Market.
Amalia, why don't you go speak with some of those guards and see what they're looking for? I'll be just behind this building over here.
I'll head over and ask them, just say hi to the guards.
Hello, your name?
Malia Dosa.
Profession?
Link.
Give you a look. And then they realize that they're in the Tangle. That's not the weirdest job someone could have around here. Alright. What you doing in the Tangle?
Working?
You live here?
No.
Alright then.
May I ask what you're looking into?
Wait. We got a tip that there's a burglar at large in the area who recently was of interest in a warehouse fire that happened in Iron Cross. So, burglar turned arson tends to get our attention. So we're asking around. Heard he's in the Tangle somewhere.
Huh.
You seen him?
Generally, in this area, it's not a good idea to answer those kinds of questions. I smile.
Well, if you hear anything, find a watch house.
I'll keep it in mind.
And there's a reward involved, so.
I know.
Are you there?
I should
Oh, sorry, go ahead. You
I
talk
should get
about
on my way before some see me talking to you too long and decide I need to meet an accident. Have a good day.
Good night. Hey, stop walking away from me. And they begin manhandling some person, which Sal, you would recognize as a neighbor of yours in your building who's being harassed.
We'll tell Sal, you probably want to get out of here.
By the gods, these people know no shame whatsoever. Alright, let's go to my apartment quickly and we'll slip out of here.
Yeah, just avoid the, they're looking for you, so, make sure that anyone who has a grudge against you doesn't see you.
Half the city has a grudge against me and Amali. Look, here's the key to my place. Head up, see if anything's been left inside. There's a secret place just under the bed. There's a little compartment in the back right of the bed, okay? Back right. You push inwards and it opens up a little compartment. If anything's in there, let me know.
Alright. I should know about that.
It's a dead drop. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. And I will head off to Sal's apartment and look for that.
Do you give her the means to enter your home, like keys or whatever special?
Yeah, I gave her a key.
Yeah, I gave
Cool.
a key.
You are able to enter Sal's apartment, and by power of your vigilance, you're able to find the spot he's talking about. Because if he describes it, and then it's like, it's probably pretty well hidden, but you're a vigilant sentinel about things, so you're like, where the heck? Oh, there it is. And it, in small script, has written upon its face an emblem. No words, just a very simple sketch of a thing on a bit of folded paper. And it is there you see a stylized flame.
I will put the paper into my pocket and leave his apartment and lock up behind me when I go.
You do so.
And then I'll get back to Sal, show him what we tracked down.
Oh, alright, what is this?
Not sure what it means.
I'll open it up, see what it is.
You see a stylized flame on a bit of paper.
What the hell is this? I'll turn it upside down, turn to the side. Are you sure this is it?
Yes, that's what was in your draft.
That doesn't seem right, does it? Hang on. I'll look around. I'll go to a window of an old lady or a neighbor that I know and just kind of knock gently. Hello, anyone home?
What is it?
Have you got a candle, ma'am?
What?
A candle.
I can handle myself. You'll have to attempt sway. It's not that she's ornery, she's just hard of hearing.
I'll give it. No.
Yeah, you have a hilarious you have a comedy of errors of you're just yeah, you end up spinning your wheels trying to get this lady to understand that you want a candle. You get a free apple, which is not what you wanted, but hey.
Hi, cheers. I mean, yeah.
And she closes the window. It's like, yep, that's what you wanted. Apple, got it. It's like that's not, and the window's closed. Well,
come on, Amali. Let's slip into the physician real quick. Maybe they'll have one there. See if we can slip into the physician.
you'll slip in. There's a few people there.
Any city guards there?
Yeah, because they have to get drinks.
Oh, jeez.
That's alright. Let's try how this works. So, Jim,
Yeah.
I have a favor with the commoners. Do you think I could sneakily make my way across over to the bartender, tell him, hey, can I get that special room we talked about once away from prying eyes?
Yep, that would definitely be a commoner favor. I agree. And the thing about favor, once you spend it, it's gone. It's not, unlike allegiances, they are a currency that is spent.
Gotcha. Who did I have a grudge against? Steve's Guild, yeah. Okay, noted down. So, is there a candle in here? Can we request a candle?
What? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, there'll be like a lantern or something there.
Sure. I'll open up the lantern and see if this letter has any sort of encryption on it with invisible ink. Be very gentle with it. I don't want to burn the paper, of course, but let's see if it's
The
something
Flame Company comes up in lettering, hidden in citrus writing.
Flame Company. Names seem familiar to you, Amalia? Flame Company?
You know them. You know of them. They're one of the big mercenary companies on the rise. There's
Yeah,
two. There's
I do
two.
know.
One's the Flame Company. One's the Golden Company. Like Golden Company? Am I right? I always screwed that up.
Yeah, I think so.
The Golden Raiders. That's why I keep screwing up.
Yeah.
There's the Golden Raiders and the Flame Company are the big two that are on the rise.
They're a rival of the Golden Raiders, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Do you know where they make their headquarters?
Would I know?
By what ability would you know such a thing?
Oh, sorry. Let me try. City secrets?
I don't know if it would fall under City Secrets. I don't know if it's quite that obscure. I'll double check though.
Scarlet's Rumors also might be a possibility.
Nah, they're not. They're not a secret organization. So.
Vigilance?
That's you.
Having noticed it.
Yeah, it might be vigilance. Sentinel. Oh, boy. What was the other one you said? Sorry.
Or vigilance or tactics of death would be my two that I think might apply.
Yeah, I'll take that one. They are to be found. And they would be on the...
Not too far from your house, actually.
Yeah. Well, why don't we head over there? Get that talking with them.
They're well-to-do companies. They actually have their guild hall's actually in Ironcross. That's what
All right.
Well, what do you think? We could go visit them if you'd like. Though not sure at this time of night what kind of.
Maybe we visit in the morning. I don't necessarily want to stand out as out of the ordinary just yet. People usually call on business during business hours.
Yeah, I understand that much. All right, fair enough. So, how about we go over to your place and sleep it off? I don't think my place is safe this night.
Looks for me.
All right, let's see if we can find a way back to where we were. Gondola, or I think might be the safest actually.
And I could take a gondola.
All right, let's see if we can hitch a ride somewhere.
How does Sal plan on evading the city guard who are clearly looking for him in the tangle?
Stealthily, of course, behind corners and dumpsters and whatever I have to do to get the hell out of these people's sights.
Sounds like a stealth roll to me.
I was thinking about how many points I want to put into this.
Consider you do have rather smelly feet.
Okay, that means increased difficulty. Cool. I'll do 3 points.
Yep.
Oops, that was 2. Consider this one higher.
Hey, you there! Stop! You, hiding behind the corner over there.
Is he talking to me?
Get up from behind there.
Where'd she go? Where'd I go? That is true. Where did I go? I don't know. Away from this guy.
So you're just gonna bolt for it?
No, I want to use my stealth ability, if possible. Or does that require a success?
You need to succeed at stealth. You failed. That's how they spotted you.
Yeah, I'll come out. You alright?
Who are you?
Angela?
Angela? What's your profession?
Farrier. I work with barrels. Make barrels.
What you doing here?
Coming home from my shift at work. What the hell do you mean?
Looking out for your safety, citizen. Got a problem with that?
Normally I wouldn't, but considering I'm speaking to city guard, sir. Just joking. How can I help you,
Clubs
sir?
get loosed.
And how can I help you, gentlemen?
You may attempt sway here to see if they buy your story.
Okay. Nope.
Oh yeah, what guild you with? And you can't think of a farrier guild off the top of your head that makes sense. Like there's one in Iron Cross, but you know that would get that would blow you almost immediately. Because why the frig would you be all the way over in the tangle?
The Royal Society of Farriers Incorporated.
All right, buddy, you're coming with us. Don't resist.
Oh, no, I do not think so. I'll make a run for it.
Well, I had the tavern music still going. We have a very different problem. I'll put this battle music up in a way, but more fact that you're like, bolt. As Amelia, you're just kind of standing there, I imagine, or are you bolting with him?
No, I'll stand there because I don't think that I will be able to, like, if he wants to flee, I think he's going to be better off without me trying to accompany him.
Heck, it's not like they suspect you.
By which I mean I have no stealth.
Yeah.
I do have decent athletics, but no stealth.
So, racing away. So you guy races away after Sal. Sal, you owe me a test. I would imagine this would be a initial test. This initial sprint would be an athletics roll. You need to get at least 4, because you're just trying to hit a test. You could alternatively, and to remind you, Chase basically is that each side has. You would have to hit your number 4. If you whiff, they catch you. You don't run away fast enough.
I will spend 3 in that case.
The other thing you can do is you can do some other task to make because once you make your test, they have to make a test. They have to make that same number as well. If they make it, we repeat this until one of us screws up. However, if you do something else that some other investigative ability or some sort of skill roll to like slow them down or make it harder for them to catch you, you would do that roll. If you succeed, that makes their difficulty go up by 2. The downside is it increases. Sorry, I'm wrong. Attempting a non-cheats action helps or hinders you. If you succeed, you would give it increases your difficulty from 4 to 6. But depending on how well you do on your roll, it could either negate the negative that you just. It'll increase their difficulty as well. If you critically hit it, then it can really, like getting 5 or more, you could really mess them up. But it depends if you want to try to mess with their rolls or not.
Currently not too keen on it, just want to see if I can get away.
Yeah.
So I'll spend 3 on athletics to guarantee, hopefully, a success. Yeah.
And you did succeed. Not critically, but hey. Success is good. So it forces them to roll. These are just City Watch, not super. They don't have a ton of points, if I remember correctly. There they are. And we only really care about the watch officer, because that's the person who would catch up to you. Leading the rest. I'll spend some malice to give them the skill athletics. And I'll spend a couple points. So, started off with this. And I used up this. And I'll do the same thing you did. Even with my +2, that is 3. You actually just straight out foot race them and lose them.
Ah, another victory for me. I will go to Amalia's place, far away from here.
I guess I'll return to my place. I'll keep an ear out if I were to return home and he didn't meet me up at that night. I'd ask around with the watch to see if anybody had heard of him being taken to a watch station or something.
Very good.
Home and he's there. Like, good. I thought you'd escape.
Oh, you had doubts. Silly.
Sal, as you're walking your way, you run quite a bit and you escape the tangle and start slowing down and calmly walking through the temple market. Probably, I imagine, trying to either get a gondola so you can save yourself the walk all the way through across Temple Market to Iron Cross, or you could just walk there. The Iron Cross bridge isn't exactly super hard to cross. Although the watch do watch it to a degree, but they'd be watching for someone sprinting through or like bloody-handed and stuff like that. Like you'd have to look obviously like you did something wrong, or in ill repute, which you look like a normal person right now. Because the people you outran are probably looking around for you in the tangle for the next while. But you do find a pair of commoners who cross your path and say, "Excuse me."
What?
Sir, hi. Do you know this part of town?
As well as anyone else. I'll keep my distance to them, obviously. Why? What you need?
Well, we're trying to get to... Oh, what's it called? We're trying to get to the mausoleum. Can you give us an idea of what direction it's in? Because we gotten really turned around, and I really don't... We've kind of run into the bridge at the Tangle and the bridge at the Iron Cross. I'm pretty sure it's not along this bit of water.
And do tell what two citizens of hopefully good repute, will be searching for in the mausoleum this late at night.
I wanted to walk around and see some of the artifacts they have there. And, see a bit of history. And, there's this rumor that if you go there late at night, it's a bit of a brag that you did it. At least that's what they say over in Harbor Approach, but somehow we managed to miss it entirely. I don't know how we did that, because I'm pretty sure I don't think it's this close to the Tangle.
Right, and there's a rumor going around that if you sleep inside a house that was made by the Guild of Ironmongers, that your house will fall down on top of you. Now, gentlemen, if you'll please excuse me, I'll need to be going.
Oh, you look like a trustworthy sort. Huh.
Oh, the furthest thing from it, my friend. Keep an eye on yourselves. The night is dangerous, especially around these parts.
Oh. Well, okay. Thanks anyway?
I'm walking away already.
What's his problem? I don't know.
Being chased by city guards over in my home district. Who knows? Assholes.
I see. Okay. You walk away, and I assume you're not like going at a full run. You're trying not to look like someone who's on the run.
No, but a brisk pace.
Yeah, which, hey, it's the middle of the night. You probably don't want to be wandering around the streets of Eversink for too long. Like any sensible person. Okay, I was right. I was correct. You notice that pair is following you.
Then I will try to give them the slip. I'll go in between alleyways and buildings and see if I can make them lose my scent.
You could, by the sound of that, you could use stealth and spend a point of city secrets if you wanted to get a +3 to the roll.
I'm okay with city secrets for now, but I will spend a bit on stealth. Here's 2 points in stealth. Yeah, well, that'll do.
There's a brief moment where you think you've lost them as they walk by your alleyway, and you keep going, and just out of caution, you kind of give a glance back again before you turn a corner, and yeah, they're trailing after you. They were trying to pretend that they missed you and they were going to keep going, but you're already alerted to their following of you.
Oh gosh darn. Then I will.
Actually, I'm sorry. I actually have to roll. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm actually incorrect. Because this is a chase of sorts. It's just a lot more subtle. And 5 would be enough to do it. I take that back. I even spent 2. 3 is not enough. You are actually able to lose them.
Oh, thank fuck for that. I'm going back to Amalia's apartment at last.
And after a bit of time, Amelia, Squinting Sal arrives. By the by, there are now 4 refresh tokens, since a number of clues have been gotten and hostile forces have been evaded at least twice now.
Okay, do you need any refresh tokens?
I could maybe refresh, use 1 to refresh trustworthy, but otherwise no.
You can only refresh general abilities, not investigative.
Yeah, do you need any generals
Oh.
that need refreshing?
Yeah. No, you go ahead. Yeah.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
I'm putting 2 back in sway and 2 back in stealth. And I'll be collapsing on your couch. Buy the coin, the glinting fracking coin. Do you know how many people there are that want a piece of this? I'll put to myself tonight.
Too many, I'm guessing?
I even got accosted in Temple Market. Mind you, not by the city guard, but just by 2 randoms. Citizens. Ordinary citizens by the looks of it. I don't even know.
By the way, Sal, one of your mercanti grudges just got spent.
Well, cool.
I will say, do you think those might have been the same people who are disappearing people?
No. I've got a gut feeling that this is just someone who's after my skin. So if you don't mind, do you have a pillow I can use?
Yes.
Alright, I'm just going to doze off until the morning. As for plan for tomorrow, we'll go see what the Flame Company has to say, and then later in the evening go to the Underdogs and try and sell you off as a sellsword.
Good.
All right. I'm going to take a short break, refresh my drink, stretch my legs, and we'll be back in a little bit.
I will go medicate.
Very good. And I return. Though I do not know if the others have yet as well. We shall see. Hello.
Hello, I've also returned.
Amali, with us?
Yes.
Very good. So, two of you take a nice rest.
Yep, the full 8 hours if we can.
Welcome to morning in Ironcross.
Woohoo. So, refresh tokens?
Yeah, it'd be, I believe it's 5 each, so 10.
Yeah, I don't need any, so you can have them all if you need them.
Yes, please, thank you. Whew. Okay, so putting 3 back in athletic. Putting 3 back in stealth. And putting 2 back in sweat. And we are full. The rest can get discarded.
Very good.
Alright, so let's see if we can go about this morning's plan. See what the flame company has to say.
The pair of you walk over to the Flame Company headquarters?
Yeah,
Guild Hall?
Amalia, if you can, you see if you can negotiate with these people because I don't know how receptive they'd be of me. If you need my help, I'll be outside, cleverly hidden, I would hope. So just let me know, yeah?
Sure. I'll go in. So,
Here you find a place that has stylized flame over there as their guild emblem, colored in shades of red, yellow, and orange. And there you see uniformed soldiers who go about. They seem to be more dressed in a lighter skirmisher style. And meant for, and you see they wear rather loose flowing robes for their clothes beneath, which is a bit more of a foreign way, but is a foreign way that means that they are not nearly as heavily bound as other companies in Eversink.
all right.
I see some people asking them for this or that favor or asking about this or that service. And a young figure notices you there, and they say, "Yes, can we help you? Are you looking for work?" She says, they say, looking over your attire, because you clearly look like you know how to use a weapon.
I wouldn't say no to work. Any interesting opportunities right now?
Well, there are a variety of, if you want more freelance work, we do have those kind of jobs, but if you want to join the company, there is a process for that. Which would you be interested in?
Freelance for the time being.
There are some people who we are currently in Eversink securing some debts on, and you are to seek them out and get them to pay back, or to, if you find they are unwilling or unable, you can do what you can, and if you can, we do pay 2 wealth worth of coin to securing back some of these, because we'd be putting you on the lower end of debt collection. But if you just get pertinent information that we could use to collect them later, like their residence, where they work, hiding places, that sort of thing, that will still get you at least 1 wealth. Alternatively, we do have some work in the hunting down some rogue Votani horse lords out in the west. But I would suggest that you would find more than just yourself if you're going on such a freelance job, unless you're speaking for a whole mercenary team.
I have some associates.
Well, yeah, if you were interested in that, there are some horse lords who are known to harass some of Eversink's merchants abroad, and if you capture any one of them, death with proof also works, but capture's better. If you draw one of them, if you draw the blood price off them, as it were, you can get, well, it is a horse lord with the various people, so the going rate is about 10 or 9 wealth for capturing them, and about 6 or 7 if you kill them. Which you need proof. You need like their sword, like something distinct. We don't collect ears. It's hard to tell from that sort of thing. You know, it's not like they're particular beasties. They're just people, right? So, but it'd be on like the papers. We could give you a writ, a bounty, so you'd be representing us in that particular purpose while there. So when you come in with like someone's stolen sword, it's not stolen, it's a bounty item, and you'd be able to show our token to the guard so they don't get mad at you or seize it from you.
Amalia, I think we're barking up the wrong tree. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm hoping not to leave the region.
So debt collection then, or?
I'm curious, what would be involved in joining me? Like, I assume, correct me if I'm wrong, I assume you have other jobs that are only available to guild members, correct?
Correct, yes. Guild members get specialized assignments based on their skill set and proven track record.
Sweet. What kind of assignments might those be, out of curiosity? Without specifics, because I'm sure you can't discuss in specifics with them.
Well, yeah, no. It would be... sometimes we go on... you may be seconded to a unit that is going on a raid of Otani camps. Like, you'd be part of a larger unit attacking something. Sometimes we'll do work here in Eversink. It's rather rare for us to be hired for things, but if it's a raid of a building for private collection in a larger sense, so consider some of the debt collection we do, the kind we would do for freelancers like yourself. Normally those would be for like individuals, just like someone who owes us a bit of wealth, or owes someone important a bit of wealth. But if someone owes a lot, they tend to hire people, so we need to bring along a bit of force to make them comply. and we try to do that with speed. And there are some specialized jobs, if you have a unique skill set, that our captain will assign to you, but it depends on your unique skill set.
Would you mind really terribly if I interjected for a second? Can I come in as well?
You can find yourself inside. I have no reason to stop you. And so you walk in. As you notice, outside's been in there for a bit, and she's talking with one of the guards at the counter. Some people give you a look, but they give anyone who's entering the building a look, and they check. You can see their eyes glancing at your weapon and what your clothing and stuff. But seeing that you don't look of ill repute, they have no reason to be worried about you, so they carry on with their day.
Oh, I look very much of ill repute, but I will come up to where Amali is.
I will highlight, mechanically speaking, to be of ill repute, you would actually have to be living in a struggling or squalid lifestyle. You look like you have money.
Sure, I'll walk.
You look like you could afford to be here for any length of time.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, I'll walk over to Amalia. Hi. You work here? I'll ask the lady or person at the counter.
I do, but I am speaking with this nice lady here.
This nice lady is here with me, and I'll slide her over the paper that I received from my contact. We need to speak with...
Oh,
that was
sorry.
my pitch.
My apologies, I don't know where that came from. Wasn't me. Could have been Mrs. I'm very sorry. Yeah, I'll slide her over the paper and say, we are here to speak with you know who.
That's our emblem. So...
My friend Anders Wagner sent me.
Who?
By all the coin in Eversink. Could we speak to somebody else?
I don't even know who you are, sir. What skill are you using ability are you using to get a clue here?
Liar's Tale, is she lying to me?
No. She's not lying to you at all. She recognizes the symbol, like, it's like, oh, that's our emblem, cool, okay. You want to talk to somebody, it's like, it looks at the symbol again, looks at you, it's like, you're just showing them their guild symbol. It's like, huh? Well, yes, you're talking to us. What do you want?
Okay, well, this is as good a time as any to spend it, I suppose. So, City's Secrets. I'd like to spend a point of City Secrets to know that there is indeed someone in this society, perhaps, maybe there already is, I don't know, maybe I'm spending it for nothing, but someone who has, who acts as an intermediary between the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild, give or take. And that person would perhaps recognize such a note being handed, especially by
City Secrets is for our architectural and geographical secrets.
Bollocks. Give me ridiculous luck then. I don't know, I'll spend a point if I need to.
You, with ridiculous luck, you happen to think that it occurs to you, as you stated, that it's one of those, this lady here, this person here, rather, I should say, they don't know. They're the general clerk for normal activities. If they have some sort of secret thing here, there's probably someone else in the building that does that. They don't have a desk per se. So you would probably need to find some way to ask around for people who know Wagner. This clerk won't know who that is. because they're too far. They're plainly kept at an arm's length from that sort of activity. So you'd have to ask around discreetly for someone who knows Anders. And then by that knowledge, they know who you need to talk to, or they're the person you need to talk to.
Okay, yeah. Screw this lady then, or this person. Could I just go around and ask with scurrilous rumors if anybody knows Anders?
Through scurrilous rumors, you would be able to figure out that there would be somebody there. There's rumblings around. Well, actually, here's the query: how do you ask around without overstaying your welcome? That's more important here. I would say sway roll just to be generally. Actually, you know what? I'll go actually a step further. You are a charming person, and you are in the company of someone who is actually well liked by mercenaries, so you're actually able to hang around a bit. So I would just say this is purely a you get from scurrilous rumors by extension that there is somebody here who would work in that sort of thing, but no one specifically names that they're the person who knows Wagner. It's more that yes, somebody would. It's like, yeah, that's the sort of thing they answer in generalities like, yes, in mercenary companies, there's usually somebody who deals in secrets, in gray arts and shadow trade, but I don't know who that is. Because you're getting the feeling that they don't know that you're okay. You might be City Watch, especially with Dosai around. Because Dosai is known to also be friendly with the Watch.
So she is.
I can step out if you think it'll help you.
No, don't worry about it. Being a member of the Thieves Guild, even at just one point, does that give me any right to any sort of insignia or anything that I can flash?
You could, well, if you had another point of Thieves Guild ally, you could arguably have it, but you would have spent, quote unquote, spent. But it's when you use an allegiance to help you, you use up one use of that ally. So you used up a use of commoners, you've used up a use of Thieves Guild, and you even got a grudge. And I don't think you'd be able to roll preparedness to get that token. You would have needed to get that token ahead of time. You didn't know you needed it.
I could give you a sway roll. I don't think that's too much of an issue.
Yeah, just trying to sell people in the fact like, hey, I'm you could do a sway roll, and I would say you could arguably you could spend charm to give you a +3. Or skullduggery, because you're trying to be you're trying to make contact with a no good person.
I'll give you a point of charm, actually. Yeah, a roll of 7 should do.
7's pretty good. I think that gets it. I'm gonna make sure though. Yeah. You are subtly guided or directed to wait in a room because you must want, you must be getting thirsty. You should probably sit down and have a drink, and if you want to chat more, go ahead. But just have a seat and wait around for a bit. And you kind of clue in that that's someone trying to set up a sit down for you, and because of your thieving profession. And does Sal go in alone, or is Dosai in there with him?
I'd love it if she could be with me. With this much of a success, I'm hoping it won't be an issue.
I mean, I would come if he wants me there.
I do want you there. You're very important, and you're the only one that can stop me from getting my ass kicked.
Fair.
Servants step in to as you are ushered in, and they draw the blinds and settle some tea in front of each of you. And they flow out, and a singular figure with a stylized flame upon their cloak, their hood pulled up, is standing there in the dim light. You seek the hidden flame, thief?
I do, but not for the reasons that you may think. I don't need anyone taken care of, I need information. And I'm hoping that on this one, we can work together. Right. Not a man of many words, I see, or a person of many words. So let me cut straight to the chase. Bodies have been turning up in the canal. Different locations as well. Alderhall as well, I heard. More so than usual, in fact. Reports going around of figures obscured by heavy cloaks praying in the dark of night in the underdogs, among all other places. Now, when people go missing in a large scale, that's bad for business, both yours and mine. Corpses tend to attract a lot of unwanted attention. I'm here wondering if you know anything about that.
Why are you asking? Why do you care? You're just some
Like I said-
burglar.
Oh, yes, but it's very bad for business, like I said, when houses which I'm supposed to be doing, as part of my job, suddenly end up being vacated because their owner has passed away in a much rather violent fashion. Tends to bring city guard wherever I tend to go as well. Look, I'm not here to encroach upon your business if this is your business. But I would just like some confirmation that if it is your business, then fine, I'll stay out of it. But I need to know what the hell's going on, because if it's not you, I think we have a bigger problem to discuss.
You are currently having a sway combat. As you are distinctly trying to get them to just tell you what's going on. Like if it's a trade thing, then sure, you might back off, but you need to be looped in so you know what's going on. And even just to get him to admit it straight out. You have a pretty good inkling this is the right direction, but he's not saying it straight on. He could be just a connection. He's giving you very subtle and not so subtle veiled threats. So this basically is a trade of morale attacks where you're trying to chip away at each other's morale until one side or the other stops wanting to talk about this, stops wanting to push their argument.
Sure, let's do it.
So they will start the mess, I think. I have to double check how initiative works. Because it's still a battle. It's just a battle of words. By the way, you can also use sway attacks during regular battles. You can. It's the kind of that's why characters with sway but no combat ability can chime in.
Something like "Thou art a knave."
Yeah.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father
Right.
smelt of elderberries.
So he goes first. And he will make a sway attack against you because they're the ones starting it. They're basically doing the assassin thing of if you don't leave this alone. They open up with, if you don't leave this alone, then we may consider you a problem. And you know what that means. You do not want to become a problem for an assassin guild. Whether or not they're the guilty party, if they don't like you, they might deal with you. Which means I do a sway attack against your morale. I need to look up. Oh, wait, I already know. So I'm going to get a rank, which costs me that much. What's my target number? Targets your morale. Damage you inflict is based on grit. Select your target within range. Describe your attack. I'm threatening you. Spend points from a general ability if desired. Roll d6 and attempt to meet or exceed your... Oh, I'm trying to beat your morale threshold. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. I don't know what your morale threshold is out of the gate, so I won't spend anything right away. They're just going to make a... They're going to see if you're just thin-skinned. They can just spook you easy. Why not? Nope. I doubt you have a 1 for your morale threshold.
I do not know. I have a 4.
So they will pick out Amalia for the next person to go. Unfortunately, Amalia, you don't have sway.
So I can't really do anything, can I? Unless I want to escalate this to a violent combat, which is not really my intent.
Yeah. The alternative you could do is spend a point to assist Sal with whatever he wants to do. Like you could spend something to give him a +3 to his roll.
Need to decide what it is I want to spend to. I'll spend a point of can I spend a point of preparedness to say that I had a chance to brief Sal on this guild on our way over? In terms of giving Sal an assistance?
Let's have you... I'll say that's a use of your favor with mercenaries. Actually, no. I'm actually wrong. That's incorrect because this group is a thieves guild group that's within the mercenary company. I would say that would be a spend of felonious intent because you would know of the hidden flame through the hidden flame or organizations like them. So you might be able to lean over and whisper some knowledge to Sal.
Do that.
And then, by virtue of being the only person who hasn't acted, the turn goes to Sal automatically. You have +3 to your next next sway roll.
Cool. I'll drop another 2 on this.
Now I actually need their stats in front of me. That probably does it. I don't think it's that high. I don't think it's super, super high. I think the highest you can get is like 6 or something ridiculous like that for some people, but I doubt that's what it is. Nope. Is that a critical amount? I don't think so. It is not. So, this success. I'm going to save myself going back and forth. I know, computer. I know. Thank you. Oop. Go back to the combat chapter. Double check how the damage is done. I think it's just like regular combat. It's just morale instead. You met or exceeded their morale threshold, so we calculate damage. Is reduced by their grit. Sway's base damage is a die plus a +1 damage modifier. The minimum damage die result before any modifiers is the number of sway points you spent on the attack. So how many sway did you spend?
2.
2, so that is plus d6 plus 3.
Coming up.
How do you threaten them back? How do you, or not threaten them back? How do you push them to give you an answer? You did
Well,
pretty well.
like I said, I'm telling this person, like, look, if business starts to get impacted, there are bigger fish than me who are going to be worried about this, and you don't want to have a run-in with the King of Thieves. Trust me. Because no matter who you are or what your name is, the king knows your name. Hide behind all the hoods you want. He has rats and spies around every corner. There is no place in Eversink you will ever find refuge.
And in the new round, who do you pick to go next since you're the last to go? It could be yourself, you could go again, or you could pick them to respond, or you could pick Amelia to try to help you out again.
I'll let him go first.
He will answer, I understand what you're saying. I understand that this affects the trade, but your interference in our guild can also attract those with the wealth to put your name on a bit of black paper. A 7, I'd have to spend quite a bit to do that.
A 7. Yeah, that hits me.
What's your morale threshold?
4.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, no, it's just a regular hit. I spent 4, so d6 plus 5, basically. 10 to your morale.
That should knock me out. My morale is 10. I'm at 0.
You're at 0, so actually I believe there's a test involved at this point. That's health. Morale probably works differently. Bet it does. I bet it does. Attack without abilities. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing you could have done, by the way, we just for future turn for sway fighting. Normally, remember how Amelia can't do sway rolls during like social stuff, but if you're doing a sway combat, you can still chime in. It's just you get a -2 to your damage modifier because you're not very good at forming words in the moment to get people to do things, which yeah, so that's something to know. You don't have to only spend things. You can chime in. But that said, let's get down to, because it's health damage, and when you get a certain health threshold, you fall over. Same difference. So you make a morale test. You need to hit a difficulty 4 to stay active in the scene. If you fail, you will no longer be active. You'll be frightened, fainted. I'll explain why, but even if you... Oops. Uh-oh. I'm afraid, Sal.
Yeah.
You take this assassin's threat intensely seriously and decide it's better not to push the conversation before blades get involved. Which leaves just Amelia if she wants to continue the sway battle.
I mean, can try, possibly without success, but I'll try. Might as well. My retort to his insult is going to be that, like, we are no strangers to having powerful enemies. Frankly, assassins don't scare me as much as corruption does.
You could be rolling a flat sway. You can't spend any points to sway, so if you're spending anything, it would have to come from one of your abilities. Otherwise, just rolling a d6 and hoping for the best.
Weird argument on this one, but can I spend points of bind wounds basically to use that to describe some of the injuries that Sal and Giovanni have dealt with that I've seen from sorcery? And basically, like, there's that. A knife in the side is easy.
I'll take it. You get +3 to your roll. Spend one of your points of it.
+3. That's 8.
Roll a d6. You're just doing a d6. You're doing d6 +1 damage. Okay.
7 damage, I guess.
And because you ended the round, you can either have them go or you can go. Sal can't come back in now. He's staying quiet. He's like, I don't know. There's probably this moment where Sal's probably worried Amali should probably drop this conversation, but she's still talking.
I think I'll try to go again, just so that in hopes that I can push it to a close, because my morale is significantly worse than Sal's, so yeah.
So what are you spending now? Because you don't have that +3 from buying wounds anymore. Are you threatening this person? Or counter-threatening them, better way to put it. Because they're the ones uttering threats.
I mean, could I spend a point of warfare to back up my sway, basically being like, and quite frankly, I'm pretty sure I'm tougher than your any assassins you might want to send out to me. So, if they're gonna come after me, they better make sure that they take me out with one hit. Otherwise, they might not be coming back.
I'd want intimidation for that.
Shoot, I don't have intimidation. Okay, in that case.
Or no, I was gonna say tactics of death, but that doesn't make sense either. Because tactics of death is more about ambush, is you figuring out an ambush tactic and stuff, or knowing certain battlefield tactics.
What about spot frailty?
Yeah, spot frailty is a good idea.
Yep.
Like, can I try to spot his what would disturb him?
Yeah, like you notice that you may limp a certain way, or he has a certain way, you can tell they don't have a ton of armor on. Like, you're pointing out, if it gets to a fight, I'm wearing armor, you're not, sort of comment.
Yeah.
Yep, you can do +3 to your sway. Oh, it actually took 2 less damage. I forgot. Sorry, I forgot about that because you are.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'll get back 2 health, 2 morale. Because that's enough. Roll d6 +1. Sorry, -1 total.
-1.
Yeah.
0.
Thankfully, they don't heal from it. Well, that's the problem with warriors, you see. They have this bad habit of assuming they know their enemy. And I don't need to get through your armor. I just need you to be just flammable enough for a mere match. Seven, which I bet beats your.
Oh yeah.
And I spent 4,
Beats
so
by 4.
4 plus 5 is 5. 4 plus 5. That's 2 plus 4 is 6. You took 6 morale damage.
Hey, I'm still in it.
They'll
Shockingly.
take their turn again.
No.
And go on to say, given how well dressed you are, how friendly you are with those who aren't in the trade, I get the feeling if I ask the right questions, we could find where you live. That's enough to hit you.
Hits.
5
Yeah,
plus
that's more than enough.
4 is 9.
That puts me into badly wounded.
Well, thankfully you only have to do the roll once. So you must make a morale test difficulty 4 to remain active in the scene.
And is that just a flat D6? I forget how that goes.
It's a flat D6, but you could lose more morale to add to your roll.
Yeah, I'll spend none, because I'm already pretty low on that. And I don't know what happens when you get to minus 10 for morale. Three? I don't think succeeds.
You needed 4. And yeah, with that threat, you believe them.
Yeah. Oh. I tried.
Hey, we can't win them all.
Yeah, Sal is unstable. Like you're kind of you just can't think really clearly. You take this person pretty seriously. Amalia, you've gone into a full on panic. Like you just can't. You really don't think you should be here anymore. You think that if you bother this person for even an extra moment, you're probably gonna invoke their wrath. If not today, then a week from now or a month from now in your food. I will say, if you got to minus 10, or if you hit the thing, it's really, really bad because you either turn treasonous against your allies, or you develop a mental or spiritual instability that plagues you for going forward, as you are broken.
Yes.
And investigative spends are sharp or limited, and it gets worse. You are forever more vulnerable to the possession by ghosts. Like, it's really
Super
bad.
yikes.
Being 0 in morale is really bad. You're not like completely knocked out like at 0 health where you're like dying. This is no. Now it's a lot easier for people to mess with you. So yeah, now the two of you, yeah.
We will make our way out of there post haste.
Yeah, let's leave. On the outside, I got the impression they are involved. But outside,
The two of you step outside the HQ. Somewhere in Iron Cross.
I know one thing for certain. I'm not eating any food for a month unless it's been pre-chewed.
Yeah.
Oh, that was uneventful. Do you want to try plan B? You want to go underdogs and see if we can get you hired?
Sure.
Let's wait until evening. I think I need a rest.
Me too, honestly. And a drink. I'm at my place, so.
to be able to escape back to Amelia's apartment. I'm back here.
Yep.
And, well... So
I'll grab myself a bit of wine. Settle the nerves. Not enough to get, like, intoxicated, but just, you know.
So one thing you can do, you can bolster your morale with sway. With each spend of your sway pool, you can restore 2 morale to somebody else or 1 point to yourself.
Yeah, I have no sway, though.
I will spend 2 sway to restore 4 morale to Amali.
Thank you. Yes, I am.
Unfortunately, I will hunt. You only heal 2 because she's panicked.
Oh, right.
It is really hard for her to recover her morale.
I'm now in the hurt zone instead of in the badly hurt.
Which is good because that means the difficulties of all your general ability tests are not increased by 2. Oh, no,
Yeah.
you have to be above 0 morale. You're still, And difficulty for general ability tests remain raised by 1 for the rest of the adventure. So you're still pretty spooked. Panic is like being severely hurt. Like you're genuinely frightened, and it's hard for you to focus.
Is there a morale equivalent of like hiring a doctor to boost morale?
Hire an Eversink therapist.
In essence, yeah. For a wealth, you could find you basically would go. I would hazard to say you probably go somewhere like you buy comfort food, or you buy yourself your favorite wine, or you listen to some really nice music, something to help you calm down and not be. And that would be you could get 3 with 1 point of wealth. You could get 3 points of sway spent.
I will do that.
So that'll get you another 3.
Sadly, it's not enough to bring me up to 0, but at least it's enough to bring me up to -2. I could spend 2 wealth and then get myself. Yeah, fine. I will spend 2 wealth. I'll spend both my wealth and 0 it out and get myself at least above 0.
So how do you cheer yourself up? How do you pull yourself out of your panic?
Probably see a good concert because I don't necessarily want to feel like eating out right now.
And Sal, do you do anything to recover your morale, or are you just kind of hanging out at Amelia's place for a while?
I'm going to keep hanging out at Amelia's place, and I'm going to... I don't know, what's a relaxing activity for a thief? I'm going to stare at the locket, which is my personal item of great import, and until I feel, that I can continue with the evening.
You would either need to spend sway upon yourself to heal yourself, or you would need a full day of restful, relaxed activity to recover 2 points of morale.
I'm all out of sway, so no go for me. I'll rest in this case until evening, because that's when we said we'd like to go to try and get Amalia hired.
Well, I would say that's a good 8 hours of rest, at least, as you basically burn the day away. So that gets 10 refresh tokens on the board.
What do you need restoring?
I don't have any. Well, I could take my 1 point of bind wounds back up.
Okay, I could use a sway restore, all 4.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. You can spend the rest.
I have no other general abilities that I've spent so far. Stealth and investigative.
So Amelia comes back as night falls, and Sally just kind of, time just kind of passed by you there as you kind of sat there in the dark, being a little pretty darn frightened. That's the closest you probably come to an assassin, and they know your face, and they seem to know you're investigating things. But maybe they'll leave you alone. Maybe they're not going to target you. Who knows? But hey, you're alive now, so there's that. What's your next move, Slinks?
Can I restore more morale to Amalia?
If you're spending it to yourself, it's one sway is 1 restore.
Can I restore to her?
Yes, and because she fell out of panicked for the purposes of your sway bolster, it's now 1 for 2 for her.
Okay, I will spend 1 on her and 1 on me, so I get myself above the threshold.
Okay.
Is that enough to get you out of the slump, or do you need more?
I am back above 0.
That's good. Above 0, we can stay. That's good.
Yeah, and just so you're aware, because Sal, you're above 0, but you're only unstable. You don't have any increased difficulty. That would only happen once you drop back to unstable again. Amelia, because you were panicked, you still have a difficulty increase of 1 for everything, just because the shadow of that panic being so recent in your mind is messing with you. And there's no real way to get rid of that. That won't go away till the next adventure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just so you know. You still have the additional increase of 2 because you're panicked, or 1 because you were unstable. So.
And when it's evening, off we go to the underdocks of the foreign district to try and see if we can spot those fellows by pretending Amalia is a sword for hire.
So you travail your way into the underdocks beneath the foreign district. And the dark place, few lights down here. You can see the rot and twist of the buildings above, their basements and underhousing, the flooded waters. But down here, the foreign district has made use of the extending a bit of wood flooring and such to kind of make it somewhat like think wood on water, like it's just enough to keep you from wading through the water, which is still pretty dangerous. You wouldn't want to be down here for long periods of time, but hey, it gets you where you're going. And the wood down here is cheap because the minute it sinks at all the underdocks get flooded and you have to replace them all over again. So it's very, very annoying to upkeep it here. Everything's rickety, everything's uncertain. And how, Pretel, is Dosai, through what ability is Dosai made to be, to look as though a sellsword? Beyond her actual appearance, but you're trying to make her sound like she's, Actually, what are you hoping to draw from this, actually, clue-wise?
Hoping to draw the same people out that hired Bergentie's brother, if possible.
Alright, so that sounds like a sway to me.
Let me see what I can maybe do here.
If you're spending skills, you might be able to spend a skill to give yourself +3 to the roll.
Okay. How about, I'll be acting as her promoter. right? So I'm here advertising the greatest, the best sellsword this side of the foreign district. I'm not going to be very ambitious about, who she is. Could I assist myself with servility in this case?
You could, yeah. You're making yourself sound like you're her hawker. You're her promoter.
Fear not, my lady, we shall make you the greatest warrior this side of the foreign district. Now, don't ask about the other side. And I'll spend 1 point on sway, so that gives me a total of +4. Hey, now there's a roll.
10? I think that gets even the highest roll. Let's find out. 10. Exceptionally hard. That's kind of what I was thinking. So you hit it. So yeah. A pair of folk in dark hoods, the faces cast in shadow, walk over to the two of you. You're looking for work? For your sellsword?
Why, yes, but I think if you wanted to do specifics, speak to the lady over there. She'll tell you all about herself. And I'll step aside for them.
So you're looking for work, so says your ugly-looking hawker here.
You know what?
You mind taking steel to people?
I will pat my rapier and say it's not for decoration.
Alright. We'll take you to your new employer. Come with us.
Alright.
And then begin leading
Go
you.
on, and hope that I don't regret this.
I'll give a wink to Amalia and I'll try and shadow these people.
They don't actually mind that you're following.
Still, I'd like to be stealthy about it.
You can roll stealth. Let's see if you get it.
Sure. Spending 4 points. 7.
Actually, but that they don't seem to really notice you. They lead Amelia to a gondola along the underdock.
Blast. Can I try and follow along by getting another gondola and saying, hey, follow that gondola?
See, unfortunately, you would have need to have rolled preparedness ahead of time. But you are currently following someone who they had prepared this gondola in advance for themselves. So, and the underdock is not a place that's flooded with people. You certainly could. You could roll. Amelia can roll preparation to try to have a gondola set up ahead of time.
I will do that, because I really don't want to be alone with these folks. I'm going to spend 3 points, so I get a total of +2, given that I have a -1 to all of my rolls.
Okay.
5. I think that's a success.
Yep. So it's a flashback. What is in the flashback? How did you two prepare this gondola in advance?
If I may, let's say, we figure that wherever these people might take us, it's probably not going to be overland. So, well, maybe that was Amalia's great idea. So I said, okay, you know what? I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. I'll hook you up. You get yourself a gondola ready in case I need to follow you somewhere. And, just from a simple fact that these people will probably operate underground or over water and not, on above land.
Well, especially since we know that they tend to operate using gondolas. So,
Very good. So they take their gondola and begin going out to sea with Amelia.
yay.
And you shadow after them.
Haha.
You get a good distance away from Eversink as they begin approaching a ship out on the water. They pull up alongside. Someone casts a rope ladder down. Climb up, sellsword. See what kind of work you're good for. You climb up.
Yep.
And if I can, I won't use the ladder. I'll just climb aboard on the ship somewhere if I can.
I'll ask you for a fresh stealth because you're going to have to duck into the water and swim.
Sure. Here's another 3 points then. Five. Maybe it doesn't get it.
They're not alert to you, so yeah, no, you get away with it. Now, time to climb the side of that ship and get aboard.
Oh yes. Let's go. How difficult is this?
You're not using the rope ladder like you're supposed to. You're just clambering up the side of a wet ship.
Well, good for me that I am ridiculously lucky, so I'll spend a point of that ridiculous luck.
Fair enough.
And an additional 2 points in athletics.
Like +5.
Good. Lord knows I needed that. Holy God.
I will hazard a guess that as a thief, you will have some items on you that help you climb difficult things. So it's not very hard. It is hard. You needed 6. But if you weren't a thief, I would have needed 8. So up and over. And on the deck, Amelia has met the host of sailors who largely are ignoring her. There's not a ton of them, just enough to keep the ship going at night. But that's not the true draw of this particular ship. That's not who's waiting for her. Because they're on the dock. Or they're on the dock. They're on the deck, I should say. Is yet another figure shrouded in a cloak. Except their cloak is a rich crimson color. What is thy name, coiner? With that, you can tell, because they called you a coiner, they're not from Eversink. Immediately, no one in Eversink calls themselves coiners. That's something people from the mainland call you, if they're being rude.
Kosa, I'm giving only my surname right now because not on friendly terms with whoever this is.
Are you ready to do some bloody work? Don't worry, we pay coin.
How much?
You willing to end a life, or are you just too squeamish and can only take a bit of roughing up?
Pause, considering the question, because, and then after a bit, I will say, I've ended lives before. It's not enjoyable, but for the right cause, perhaps.
If you end the life of one of these three, and they reach into their cloak and pull out 3 sheafs of paper, for each, you will get 5 wealth worth of gems. And one of the sailors takes the paper and walks it over to you. And then the sailor kind of wordlessly doesn't say nothing to you, doesn't say hi, doesn't give a nod, just kind of automatically just gives it to you and just wanders off to do something else on the ship.
I'll open it and
You see
take a look.
Giovanni Sangui's face, Squinting Sal's face, and your face. Your grudge from the ancient sorority of the book has been spent.
Shit.
Just hers or mine too?
Yours too, all 3 of you.
Does this guy's face, does this guy seem to recognize my face?
You've made no effort to hide your face, so they can see you.
I have not. No, exactly.
I will tell you, in the spirit of your knowledge of felonious intent, they're being somewhat cute about this. They are letting you know to your face that they know you are a target. But hey, if you're willing to kill the other 2, they'll pay you anyway. But this person will likely hire someone else to try to kill you. But you're here, so if you're willing to take a job, sure. But they're not going to be the one who kills you. They hire people to kill you.
Yeah, no. I will laugh and say, you don't get far in my business by killing your colleagues.
Would you kill somebody else then?
Like I said, depends.
The captain of the watch, Zoya Ungaro in Alderhall. 5 wealth.
I think we're done here. Not hurt my allies. They know who I am. They know she's an ally of mine, so. Yeah, no.
You don't come on the red ship without taking some sort of work. So how far are you willing to go if you're too tame to take lives for coin?
I'm not willing to harm my allies, if that's what you're asking.
So you would harm a not ally then?
Just say, I'm not sure how many times I have to say it, but it depends. I have hurt non-allies before.
There's a figure who's talking a little too much. 2, in fact. And you know what? Since you don't have the stomach for it. 4 wealth for severely injuring. And they produce 2 more bits of paper. And you are presented with 2 other figures. One is a face. One is Burgundy Jadose. And one is a figure. This out probably mentioned him, but a figure called Anders Wagner.
Ah, understood.
You keeping either of those?
Sure. I'll hang on to the Wagner guy. I need to get out of here for 1, and for 2, I'm hoping we can solve this and take these guys out of business before they try and call it in.
He says something in a strange language. And another hooded figure appears from below decks. And upon a satin pillow is a token with a black coin. The triangular token is etched into what looks to be bone. And they hold it out to you.
The hell is this?
Swear aloud, you will take care of Anders Wagner. And hold that in your hand when you do so. Or else I won't believe your word. Coin word isn't worth much, after all.
I'm going to use my second sight on it before I do anything.
Holy crap,
that thing is sorceress.
That is sorceress.
I am not touching that. I say to them. I don't mess around with sorceress items.
And we need some sort of collateral to ensure you'll do the job. Otherwise, you're not getting back to Eversink.
How far... Jim, quick question. How far out have we sailed?
You can still see the city. It's a bit of a swim. But it is a bit of a swim. You'd want a gondola to travel that far, because out in the sea, you're in the bit of the sea where the water isn't too bad. It's actually just ocean water. But the closer you get to Eversink, the spookier it gets. And the only place that's safe to swim to that won't get you in a ton of trouble is the Foreign District, which you're quite a distance from there. You're a lot closer to Alderhall, but you try to swim to Alderhall, you're going to have house guards hauling you out of the water in chains.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and jump off the edge of this boat.
I need athletics. We're in a chase.
Aim for the gondola. Aim for the gondola. We prepare.
You swam over, Sal. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Amelia, you can do another flashback to see if Sal was clever enough to have the boat kind of drift forward into position.
Wait, hell, did I swim over? Seriously?
You swam over. That's what you did. That's what you literally did. Because you didn't use the ladder, remember? Because the guys in the boat below would see you.
Yeah.
Sorry, could I do that preparedness instead of her?
No, because that's she can only do it because it's a flashback.
Oh.
Because she has enough ranks that she can call back in the past and get allies to help her with it.
Well, I'm going to spend my athletics. How much of this do I want to spend? That's a really good question.
You need to hit at least 4 to begin to keep the chase going.
If you want, we could try and fight. I don't know how many people there are on this boat. We could try and fight this. I have more points of warfare.
Have I seen how many there are on the boat?
About 10 sailors plus these two. And that's just on the deck.
Yeah, I don't think we can fight that many.
You think if we take one of them hostage, we can maybe get out? You know, I'm still stealthed. If I go behind one of them and put a dagger to their throat saying, hey, you either let us go in that boat or this guy gets it.
I think if you get somebody who's important enough, maybe. Like I don't get the impression off of this guy that he'll care over much if one of his grunts gets shivved.
Fair enough. We need... You jump over then. We need solid evidence. I'm going into where the captain's quarters would be on the ship. I need to find something.
Alright, fair enough. I will spend 4 points so I get a bonus of +3 on this roll.
Okay.
Oh, geez, thank goodness. Thank goodness I spent what I did.
Just. So you dive into the water. And, well, people in the gondola are gonna get ready to chase after you and try to stop you from swimming away.
Yeah.
Let's start with this one.
Well, it failed the preparedness roll, right? So I'm diving into the ocean.
Yeah, so they're gonna have a bonus because they have a gondola and you don't. They just make it, so you're being chased by the two guys on the gondola.
Alright, I will zero out my athletics. Get a +1. I'm very much hoping that the dice gods are in my favor. I only had a 1 up. Jeez, I rolled a 6. Okay, never mind. Shut my mouth.
They're still chasing you.
Okay.
You think of any ability of yours that can give you +3. Any investigative you think will help you.
Ooh, wilderness mastery. Try and dive under. Lose them under the water.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Yep, you could do that.
That'll only give me... Yep, I will do that. So that gives me a net of +2. 5.
They're still chasing you.
This is a bit of a stretch, but would no monstrosities work to attract something that might take offense to the gondola existing?
You could spend a point of that, and that'll increase the difficulty of their task by 2. It does increase your difficulty by 2 as well, because you're spending time looking around and doing things.
I don't really...
How about spot frailty to see if you can poke a hole in their ship with something?
I am out of points on that.
No, God. Tactics of death to see if you can tip them over?
That's combat, not chase.
Yeah. Could. Nah, that won't work. Alright, well. Command to get the gondola driver to come and give me a hand. Like, fish me out. Like, our gondola driver, that is.
I'll give you +3, but their difficulty is still the same. You're not affecting their roll. But you've given yourself a +3 to your roll.
Absolutely okay with this.
Keep in mind, they only have to hit 4. They seem to get well, actually, no. You'll have a gondola because of this. You will get your gondola, so they don't get the +2 anymore. Yeah, never mind. That's actually a good move. Yep. This gets rid of their bonus. There you go. They're still chasing you.
Sig. Okay, well, at least I'm out. How many are on their gondola?
2.
Can I get our gondola guy to come up adjacent beside them?
To what end?
I'm trying to switch this from a chase to a fight now that I'm
You totally can
out
do
of the
that.
water.
You can turn this into a fight. You can turn about and engage. While you're doing that, Squinting Sal. You're aboard the ship and you're watching Amelia swim for her life. You hear her shouting for the other ship. It comes over under gondola. And then you see it come about and it's like a little jousting moment as the 2 gondolas are approaching each other for boarding action.
Well, while they're distracted, I'm going off to the captain's quarters to find some hard evidence.
How are you? Through what ability are you finding that? Actually,
Skullduggery.
well, there's no reason for them to lock the door. Skullduggery, you say? I agree with you. You find, you're able to skulk about in the captain's quarters, and you see a variety of things of use. You see there are, no, just one. There seems to be one locked box that clearly would have, if you were going to hide something of scurrilous use, felonious use, you'd lock it in there. You wouldn't leave it out on a table. That'd be ridiculous.
Let's burgle that.
All right. You owe me a burglary roll.
Putting 5 points.
Shocker.
9.
Unfortunately, it's nearly impossible. No, it's not. It would be not.
What kind of luck is this? Magical?
I mean, it's not a lock. It's a mimic. No. Nah, 9 would get it. I was very hard.
I'll tell you what. If you're willing to take this one, I will spend a point of skullduggery in order to say that inside this lockbox, among other things, whatever else you had planned, is a ledger, which is the hard evidence that we need. The name of this organization and a planned list of targets.
Yeah, I'll upgrade in detail. Because it was basically going to be a ledger or some kind that was going to point to them, but you're going to get more. They will leave a lot more uncoded.
Solid evidence. Yeah, solid evidence.
Yeah. So this is. These people are actually members of the ancient sorority of the book who are hiring the Hidden Flame to draw people to them, to send them out for the murders. So those pairs that go after people aren't actually the ones killing people. They're the ones getting other people to kill people and toss them in the water. How they're so capable and how they're hidden is not entirely clear in the book, but you get the feeling sorcery must be involved, because this all feels very weird. Whether they're sorcerers themselves, they're using sorcerer's items, either way, they're bending people over backwards somehow and getting them to do what they want. Because that keeps the Hidden Flame from directly doing the kill, which is why they wouldn't really know. They would just know who's hiring them to get people. So these 2 people going after Amelia are Hidden Flame people. These 2 are with the ancient sorority.
Oh, I think that's all the hard evidence we need. I need to skedaddle out of here.
Alright, how are you escaping?
Good question.
Your escape vehicle got taken away from you.
Let's have some life rafts on it, or something. I'm going to look around for a life raft.
Give me preparedness. It's gonna be a higher difficulty because it's not yours. You're trying to find something here you can steal.
Spending both my points on it, and let's see if I can boost it with something else.
Actually, I take that back. You could spend your last point of Skullduggery for this to work.
Yep, I'll take it.
Yep, I just realized. So
Lifeboat it's a lifeboat in a nice and discreet location where currently backs are turned.
You're still gonna need to do a stealth throw. You're not that lucky.
Well, son of a gun. Alright, let's see what we can do then, in that case. I got the 1 point in stealth. Let's do it. Does a 5 do?
Is that enough? Unfortunately, you get to the back of the boat, you start fiddling with the ropes to get the boat loose, and the pair of sorcerers, or at least those who do sorcerer's things, I should say, walk up with a few sailors behind them.
I will use my dagger to cut the ropes.
While you're doing that, Amelia, you're approaching the other boat.
Yep.
And we're in 2 different battles happening at the same time. Your first act, Amelia.
I will use warfare to strike at one of the 2 in the boat.
Yeah. Go for it. What are you hitting them with? Your rapier?
Yep.
Okay.
1 sec. I just need to check up on one of my abilities quickly.
Cleave.
Yes. That's the text that I'm looking for.
Warrior. Well, it's not warrior. It's a
Oh.
general.
Um,
42.
Thank you. I just need to double check how it works.
So for every 3 over your target number, you round down,
Okay.
you get to hit an extra person. So the better your roll, you can get extra people. Downstairs with the cleave, you can't get a critical hit for the other person, and they have to be within a reasonable amount of range to be able to hit them. So you can't hit people on the ship, but you can hit people on the gondola, for example.
I'm going to spend 4 points, so I get a bonus of 3 on this.
Okay.
8.
8. That is enough to hit the first person. Their health threshold. We got 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if it's 4, it still hits them. Yep, you hit both of them. So roll. You hit 2 mooks, because these are just people who are meant to bring you here. You cut down the 2 people on your boat, on the gondola that were chasing you.
Okay, cool. I will... Oh yeah, because for mooks, if you hit them at all, they're done.
Yeah. You can pass the turn over to either the bad. You're gonna pass this out? Oh, okay. Sal.
I'm getting the hell out of Dodge.
That is wise.
I will need a warfare attack, basically against the rope. You're basically just trying to cut the rope. You're standing in the boat and cutting at the rope, so it just drops you.
Is it an easy thing, or... screw it, I'll spend a point. Oh, God.
Okay, rope's a little tougher than you think it is. So, do you want one of the sailors to go or one of the red rope people to go?
Yeah, you can curse me. Go ahead with the red rope people.
The one of them draws a black dagger and charges towards you. Ah! Is 3 enough to hit your health threshold?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I have to look up this thing. I have to look up what this does. Oh no. I was like, I won't need to look this up. I'm probably going to miss. And it's like, oh yeah, it's actually a lot easier to hit people in this game than I suspect. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's all. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. I just hit. It's just okay. It has extra things it can do, but you actually have to die first for it to work. Never mind. God. 7 health damage.
I am at 0.
No.
You need to give me a health roll. Target number 4, otherwise you're gonna fall unconscious.
I fall over unconscious.
Blech. Sal, you basically, this person just charges at you and stabs you in the gut, and for a brief moment, you see inside the hood 2 glowing blue eyes, and then you pass out.
Nasty. Amalia, if I can give you a word of advice, get out of here. I'll tell you later why.
Unfortunately, that was my plan, regardless. So.
Oh, good. Then we are agreed.
The 2 goons will take out some bows and some small crossbows and fling shots at you. If I'm firing at a longer range, does that just increase my difficulty? I'm not used to shooting at things far away from me. Right. Okay, Umbra's right. It doesn't increase your threshold because you're very far away. Your target threshold 5. Sorry, no. Your threshold is increased by 2. Is 3 enough to hit you?
No.
It's 5 enough to hit you.
How does armor work on this? Does that increase the threshold?
No, that reduces how much damage you take.
Okay, then yes, 5 hits me.
Okay, so I have to look up crossbow damage. I think it's just +1, because that's most stuff in this game. Unless it's like, a heavy crossbow, but I wasn't thinking they had one of those. Honestly. Boop. It's at least a d6 +1. I'm just checking if it's a d6 +2. That matters. Weapon modifiers, thank you. I hit you with a horse lance. No. Crossbow. It is +2. Yep. And it's armor piercing 1, so ignore 1 of your armor. 6, 7, 8 to your health.
That includes the armor or no?
No, you minus your armor, but 1 less of your armor because it's armor piercing.
Okay, so 5 health damage.
Shunk. As one of the arrows goes sailing and takes a good hard bite into your armor. You're above 0?
Yes.
One of them acted last. Oh, this is really bad. I'm going to double check I'm doing this right. But I think you're in trouble. Well, no. Only 2 of them can shoot you at range. The other ones don't have ranged weapons. Because it wouldn't make sense for them to have that. Because they weren't thinking they were fighting today. That was not part of the plan. The last player to act in the round gets to choose who goes first in the next round, which can be themselves again. Yep. So yeah, the archer chooses themselves. Dunk. There's 4 enough to hit you with +2 to your threshold.
Not with +2 to my threshold, no.
The other one fires. They miss as well. These 2 will run over to the edge. And they call out, "We give you back your little thief if you take the life." Oh, sorry. They don't say take. If you seriously injure the one known as Anders Wagner, fail to do so by tomorrow's day, and he dies. They shout across the water. Turn goes to you, because those 2 can't attack you. They don't have ranged weapons. And they're not going to use their... Yeah, they can't attack you from there. Sorry, it's your turn. My bad.
I will ask the gondola driver to get us the hell out of here. And try to escape, because I don't have any ranged weapons. And I just want to get out of here.
They take you to the nearest port, unless you have some way to force them to keep going.
No, I will take getting let off at the nearest port. I'm A-okay with this.
So what are you going to do, Amalia?
I don't even know where to find this Anders dude. So... yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to... unfortunately, just get the hell out of here. Or get back to my apartment and see if I can...
See if you can what?
see if I can... Well, I don't think this will be enough, is the thing, so... What time of day is it right now?
Middle of the night. I'll give you some time to ponder.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. Sal,
Talk to me.
you are currently locked in their brig.
Woe is me.
And you feel an ache across your stomach. And
Ow.
you feel quite queasy.
Woe is indeed me.
One of the red robe figures. Actually, before they get to you, they don't get to you immediately. I'll say you're a bit lucky that way. What are you gonna do? Wait for rescue? Try to escape and try to get away from them again? Or are you gonna try to wait for one of them to talk
I'm
to you?
all tapped. I'm all tapped out. I'm not going anywhere. No, sorry. I will recover my strength right here where I am.
One of the red robe figures, the one that stabbed you, in fact, walks over. They don't get up to the bars because they're not stupid. Hello, burglar.
I will make no reply.
I saw a trail of blood trailing into your eye as a shield was held before you as you smashed your way through wood and iron. Worse yet, we have a picture of you. There's a good bit of money in killing you.
No, sure there is, but are you sure that's the right picture? Because if you saw all that, you might want to get your eyes checked, mate.
Well, I am willing to consider sparing you. Because, well,
You know what I think, mister?
what?
If you wanted to kill me, you would have killed me already. You've got something else planned. Ransoming me, perhaps? Maybe.
I want to know where the other two, and he holds up the pictures of Giovanni and Amelia, where the other two live.
In the great kingdom of Min. Next question?
They look over their shoulder. A sailor walks in, cocks back a crossbow, and points it at you. They, unfortunately for you, make a sway attack. As they basically are threatening you with being killed or tortured. Or being shot, that alone. Is 5 enough for your morale threshold?
I think it is. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it is.
3 to your morale.
Guess what? I'm at -2 now.
You make a morale test. See if you if you keep your wits about you. You do!
I'll shrug. Sorry, not really in a habit to snitch my friends out. I'd suggest starting with the Temple District or the Temple Market. Perhaps you'll find some luck there if the Inquisition doesn't catch your filthy sorcerer's... I'll hawk a spit at him. Filthy sorcerer's soul first.
You can attempt
To which I pray every day that they do.
You can give me a sway. See if you're able to spook this person off.
Spend my last one. 7.
And with that, they tisk. And the sailor, they walk away, and the sailor just keeps pointing at you with the crossbow bolt, and then the person kind of comes back and taps him on the shoulder, and the sailor lowers their crossbow, and They just turn and follow after the red cloak. You're safe for now. Meanwhile, Amelia Dosai.
I have. I'm gonna see if I can track down that guy.
Okay.
But I'm gonna see if he can help me retrieve Sal.
How would
And
you
also see if I can warn him that he's got enemies.
through what skill are you finding him?
That is a very good fucking question. I mean, I know he's in the Tangle, in theory, because that's where Sal was, but otherwise, I don't know if felonious intent would work for me to know where his normal haunts are.
Ooh, it might. This will be the last check I do, I think. Sentinel. You have insight in criminal and villainous mind. Yeah, you're able to find out where he is. You have his picture, you know, roughly where someone like him, and somewhere where Sal would also go. Like, you're able to connect some dots and go, well, a burglar like Sal would probably deal with other burglars, probably would blend in a big market area, probably not in front of the Drunken Physician, probably not near the docks, but in front of the arena.
All right, I will head over there and see if the guy is present there.
He's there. He's actually packing up his shop. Getting ready to go home for the night. It's pretty late.
Well, Frida, it's probably looking considerably worse for the wear since I've been shot by a crossbow at least once.
We're closed. Come back tomorrow.
I don't have time for pleasantries. I'm a friend of Sal and he's in trouble, and so are you.
And the reason I should know who you are, who that is?
You know who Sal is because he's one of your associates. You don't know who I am, but I can tell you that a sorceress cabal wants you roughed up or dead.
You're either really bad at this or really naive. You know where his apartment is?
Yes.
Go there.
I know it. Don't dally, just because I don't want you dead doesn't mean somebody else isn't going to try and hurt you.
Yeah.
Before you get there.
And with that, we're going to call it as Sal is captured and resisting being turned, and rescue efforts being done by Amelia. And hey, perhaps next time Giovanni will troll into this and find out, okay, so what new trouble did you two get into? Well, funny story. There's not two of us now. But for now, everyone watching out there, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And we'll see you again next time. Bye. Oh, my dear.
Sal is like Captain Jack Sparrow. You know, you are by far the worst thief that I have ever heard of. Not that you have heard of me.
Yeah, that escalated almost immediately. I was like, man, you two are gonna get this case. You're gonna get the ledger. You're gonna sneak out, and I can't do anything because you're super sneak. Oh no!
I'm rolling like ass.
Yeah, and there's only so much resources you can use. It dwindles a lot faster than you'd think.
Yeah.
And even when it's just mooks, like because mooks don't get a lot of bonuses, they just kind of. Because there are some bits where I was like, these are just mooks. They don't get any bonuses. They just roll flat. They can still do stuff. They can still hurt you. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, that's exactly it. If they hit you and they get a really lucky hit, it's like that's gonna hurt. Especially if you don't have a ton of health or any armor because you're a thief. Because why would you walk around with a bunch of armor? The idea is not to get found.
True.
And the morale fight, that just went. I was like, oh, there's 2 of you against him. This will win. He has a lot of morale. That was the problem. He just had more than you, and you both just ran out. So
One of those was you. You were spending a lot of points there.